Okay. All right, we're back. All right. Wars and rumors of wars. That's what, here we go. I called my son and talked to him about this, so thought I might be able to have a serious conversation with somebody if I didn't wear the cowboy hat there. Everybody gets so distracted by the hat. So, anyways, here we are. And Israel's getting struck by hypersonic missiles, right? So, I talked to my son about this long ago, and here we are. Told him this time that this was going to happen, and just shows how quick we get through these times and how fast times can just slip right by. So we don't get the getting over there, had his paws in the water. So anyways, thought I'd come in for a minute, have this discussion, see if no root, this isn't the end of the world. So a lot of people are going to panic and do that, but obviously this is quite the elevation. And I wouldn't think that this would have happened. Oh, it looks like this cat wants to go outside here. Go outside, kiddo. You're just an in and out kid, boy. My cat likes to go in and out. So, anyways, this happened quicker than I thought it would. So, I thought this Iron Dome was impenetrable, and so I imagine the people in Israel are in quite a panic. It's a good thing. Remember, I mentioned that they all have shelters in Israel. I've mentioned that before, correct? So, some kind of, it was an Air Force base, I think they hit over there. It's happened pretty quick. How we doing? What do you think? How do you think those will progress? Where do you think this is going to go from here? So, I think I've seen like 4 or 5 missiles strike that Air Force base. I was looking at a lot of the footage, trying to. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know. I'm not there, but these people are saying this is happening, and there's a lot of people panicking. There's a lot of footage about this out right now, so hard to discern in this day and age. Everything could be computer generated, right? So kind of have to discern what you're seeing. You should discern all things, right? Discern all things. Everything. Run everything through your filter, right? So, I don't know. I know it's an apostasy to the New Testament, so I don't like seeing it at all. This is something that it just shows how far we've come from reading what that word says and what the commandments of God are and what testament we're under. So most people do not, I don't know, they fall for religion. So I don't know. Just thought I'd come in and have the conversation. I'm going to try to stay on here too long. Looks like you don't. Tyler, looks like you don't know what you're talking about, but that's all right. We know you from your fruit, so I don't think you know what predestined even knows what you mean. You're using the word predestined, and it doesn't even mean what you're talking about, Tyler. So good luck there, buddy. You have no busos or no batos. So wars and rumors of wars. Is this would this be a World War III? Isn't a world war that would be more than one or two nations, right? So Iran's a nation I don't think you want to be messing with, though. Again, obviously, seeing they have hypersonic missiles and they build they probably build more drones than anybody on the earth right now. So I don't think Tyler knows anything about that. But you got anything else to say there, Tyler? I'll give you one more chance. Whatever. I've seen you buy your fruit already. You don't even know what the word predestined means. So one more chance. I'll give you a chance to say something. Then I'll just throw you out of here for 24 hours. If I see you again, I can remember your names. Cotex, like something you stick up. Never mind. Coat. Yeah, whatever. So it was good and bye. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, it says in the Word of God that this isn't the end of the world. There would be wars and rumors of wars. I don't know what you're talking about either. You guys are weird. Wars and rumors of wars. There'd be earthquakes in diverse places. Yeah, Israel is because they attacked them. You got the consulate in Syria. So, yeah, I'm not trying to have a conversation with ignorance. I want to address ignorance anymore. I want to try a real conversation. These are people that are potentially, people dying again, people going outside of the Word of God. So this is all apostasy to God. This is an eye for an eye, and we're not supposed to. These people are lobbing ordinances at each other, and that's an opposition. That was the Old Testament where he said, "Let vengeance be mine, saith the Lord." Right? So I don't know how many nations are going to continue to do this, including the nation that I live in. So how long before it happens here in America, before there's this type of event going on here? Is that when it'd be a world war for Americans when it's happening on their soil? So people people just like you, Chance, you don't stand a chance. Your name is quite fitting. I think you'll just be low hanging fruit and you get picked off real easy because you probably don't own a water filter. You probably don't know you probably don't plan to do anything. You probably just come in and try to act like like you know something. But bye-bye, Chance. Anyways, bye-bye, unknown. Appreciate you guys that are at least paying attention. This is all an apostasy to the New Testament, and I keep talking about this. I know God is doing this, but at least we can make a mention of what the law is, so we're not in opposition. Ask yourself, what testament are we under? And is what these nations are doing, because people come in here and flag Palestine or Israel or that, and it's all in opposition to the New Testament. So I'm not sure how they don't get that. Why are you flagging a country that's doing something that's in an opposition to God's New Testament? So I live in a nation that has 1,003 military bases outside of its own borders. And so anyways, it's an apostasy, and I don't think people are going to recognize it. I don't think anybody's going to talk about that. They're just going to be all caught up in the wars and rumors of wars and earthquakes in diverse places, famine and pestilence. But it's not the end of the world. It's the beginning of sorrows is what it is. It's the beginning of the birthing pains, of the continual intensification of what's going to continue on to be more and more increasing in intensity of what we're seeing. So it's not going to go away. It will increase in intensity, and that's just part of this, what we're in. It's just scriptural. So I said, is this the rider on the red horse? Is that what we're seeing, the rider on the red horse? Because I know that we've already seen the rider of the apocalypse, the one on the white horse, the one with the crown and the bow, right? So are we seeing the rider on the red horse? Because that's the one where, again, men will start killing men. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's why I don't want it to. I mean, I'm not trying to stop it. I can't do anything about it, but it is what it is. You know, I mean, at least we can call it for what it is. You know, if you call the tea kettle black because it's black, then the tea kettle's black, right? It's just what it is. So I don't like it, and I'm not going to try to change it, but at least I can say that this is what's really happening, and not sit there and, you know, flag it or get on it and support it in any way, shape, or form. I don't support death in any way. We shouldn't be fighting over borders, and we shouldn't be lobbying ordinances outside of our own borders. We have the right to protect ourselves. And well, yeah, there's prophecies about us. Some of this was already done. Remember when Mr. Thump made his declaration with Israel when he back in, where did he make the where he moved? He made the move. Remember all his big movement of where Jerusalem, and yeah, there we go. You guys are some of these moves have been made already. Excuse me. And yeah, Mr. King of Israel, a lot of this does have to do with the 45th president and his return as the 47th president. And so it's going by scripture. I'm not trying to change a jot or a tittle. Remember what he says, if you add or take away. So, but I do want to make a mention that this is just happening at such a breakneck speed that we don't want to lose our mind at what's really going on. This is sorrows. We have a ways to go. I don't want to see the rider on the red horse. That's, what are you doing, Banner boy? Banner, psst. What are you doing, get that boy? So I got my outside kitten looking. What are you doing back there, boy? Yeah, sure, boy. Yeah, sure. Psst. Yeah, sure. What are you doing? Come up here and lay with the dead. Come up here. Come here, boy. Come here. No, I'm just going to lay down. Okay. So, anyways, again, I'm not trying to, I'm certain the heavens have declared already. We've seen Sagittarius, the one with the crown and the bow, the rider on the white horse. I know this is all going by the heavens. So, but we need to remind ourselves again that there's still things that are happening here on the ground, even though this is very biblical and it's going by scripture, and whether people believe in it or not, it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to change anybody, convince anybody that anything's real or not, or you can believe whatever you want. I'll state my case. If you don't like it, go somewhere else, yeah, I just, we're already too far. We're already, 3+ years into the, world's 6th extinction event, and nobody knows that. Nobody's aware of that. Hardly anybody knows that. We've hit that 12,000 year extinction cycle. So we're already in a brand new age. We've already left the age of Pisces. We've already came into the age of Aquarius. So the heavens declare the ages and all that. Again, it's not, I don't want to explain all that. I've already done it a handful of times already in this last week, I'm sure. So, most of the world's in deception, but as all these things that we see happening right in front of us will affect us, kind of like the COVID deal. Like, it didn't matter if it was real or not, it still had real world effects. So what will this do to the price of oil? You know, Iran and the US, will we see an increase in the price of oil? I don't know. This is something I thought would take a little bit longer to happen. I really thought this would be happen much closer to the election than. I mean, I knew we were already getting close to this, but again, I talked to my son. This is something they've been preparing for. If you've been watching for at least 2 decades, you know, I've been watching this lead up to, oh, do they have any, you know, do they have these? And we're going to go look at all what, you know, we're going to go over there and in their country, and, oh, they've got all this, and they got, no, they don't. Yes, they do. They're building some. Yeah, they got some. Yeah, they don't. You know, the whole time they've got this subterranean, you know, thing going on, and most people aren't paying attention to that. I talked to my son about this going subterranean. You know, it's kind of funny to have so many people finally looking up when most people should have been looking up all along. And but if you remember, most wars are, you know, it's easier to build a castle under the ground than it is above the ground, correct? So there's already massive amount of things going on that people aren't paying attention to. Again, just because they can't see it, they don't know it's happening, or they don't hear it on the news, or doesn't mean that it's not. So a lot of people are very ignorant to what's going on right now, you know, and they're not paying attention. They're going to make everything sensational, make everything the end of the world, and really kind of not, you know, prepare for anything. Because if you make everything the end of the world, then people won't react to anything after a while. So that's kind of where we're at now. That's what I see. But I'm more talking about here in America. We see in the other countries right now, a lot of backup on, gold is an indicator of chaos, guys. It always has been. You know, it's the safe haven asset, and people always rush to precious metals during times of, you know, strife. And so definitely, yeah, definitely an indicator. That's just what it is. You know, gold indicates, you know, it's always been that way, guys. You know, when just look at the price of metals throughout history. So, yeah, pretty good indicator of that's where we're at, right? Look how fast it shot up. Look how fast things are breaking down. So, you know, it's doing what gold is supposed to do, though. Remember, the price of gold never changes, so to speak. It's the purchasing power that changes. So, you know, price is irrelevant, so to speak, in a sense, because it's not about price. It's about purchasing power. It's what it'll buy you, correct? So, but oh my goodness, that's some good water. I love that murky water, man. Oh man, that's good. Nice, ice cold. But it's hard to believe that we're sitting here in this day and age, and you know, how long before it's happened in your neighborhood right now? If you're looking at any of the video footage of what's going on in Israel right now, there's a lot of footage of all these sirens and stuff going off. And you know, I know, like, Rafi Farber, he lives over there. I know people who are over there in Israel, and there's people I know that have, you know, bloggers contact with families over there and stuff like that. And it's got to be a tough time to be alive right now when you hear of this Iron Dome and it's supposed to keep you safe, and these people feel when they're surrounded by nations that basically want to. I mean, I don't fall for none of this, guys. Remember, I'm just telling you what's going on, what I see. Remember, I know most people don't even know how the nation of Israel was founded, or how all that works, but none of it matters. Well, Denise, that's what's going on. Iran has been, they're probably the world's largest producer of drones in the world, Iran. And they've been lobbing a lot of, cheap $5,000, $15,000, $25,000 missiles at that system. And it takes $1 million missile to shoot it down, right? So they've been wearing it down. So like I said, most people are pretty ignorant to what's going on here. And they don't pay attention to, get the attention of a TikTok or a fly or the burrito, 90-second burrito. That's about all you got with them. They're the burrito generation. After about 90 seconds, they have been microwaved. So anyways, they're like zeros and ones, beep, 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 or whatever. So I threw my microwave away in 1990. I don't use a microwave, but anyways, I'm trying to make everything from scratch. But either way, they've been wearing on this dome, Iron Dome, supposedly, and that you can only have so many of these missiles before it's going to weaken your system. So that's exactly what Iran has been doing. And now I know I've seen 4, 5. I thought I saw a 5th one. Hypersonic missiles. Remember, I'm a veteran. These are hypersonic missiles. Hit that Air Force base in Israel. So they have penetrated the Iron Dome. It is not, those people are not 100% safe. So imagine if you lived in Israel right now thinking you were safe, surrounded by a bunch of Arab nations that want to kill you. And, they've been doing this to themselves, Israel. They've been going out and committing all these atrocities outside their own borders. So Israel is an apostasy. I rebuke Israel. That nation is an apostasy to God. Okay, I don't care what you better support it. You're an ignorant fool. His bride, it's not even the physical thing. Discovered how that nation was founded and figured out who it was, but it doesn't matter. The nation I live in, it was stolen, and it's still considered a nation anyway. So it doesn't matter how or who founded the nation. It was recognized in 1948 that it was a nation, and it is what it is. So I'm not going to try to go into all that right now, but either way, these are actually, people that are probably quite in, imagine if you look at the footage over there right now, there is a massive amount of, loud alarms and just it's imagine living under that type of, people in America. That's what I'm saying. People in America aren't ready for that. This happens in all these other nations, and we go do this in all these other countries, shock and awe in the desert, all these. Let's not even go into this. I'm a veteran. Don't get me all PTSD will get me going. I'll get all crazy in here. Sometimes that happens. So anyways, whatever, I get PTSD. It happens that, whatever. But I'm trying to keep this real. There are people right now that are probably quite in alarm. And this is an apostasy to God, and how long before it happens in America? How long before this is this a, well, David, if we start getting involved in any more wars in America, you're bringing up my point too. They're having a hard time recruiting here in America. They had to put 500 recruiters that were on active duty into recruiting. They're having a hard, but would you send your child over to another war if you lived in America to fight with something? Because we already have 1,003 military bases. We already get involved in everybody's crap and try to police the world. We haven't won a war since World War II. We have not won a war since World War II. We have a pretty big issue here in America. The people have forgotten their history. Remember, they're microwaves. They're the microwave generation. They get about a 90-second memory. You know what I'm saying? They come in here and cause about 90 seconds worth of, but that's about all they are. They're just like, I don't mean to go there, but probably a bunch of guys are like a 2-pump chump and they're done. Ladies are so disappointed by these men. I feel really bad for these ladies these days. Yeah, a 2-pump chump. That's all they are. About, whatever. They don't last very long. 30 seconds, 90 seconds, whatever. But anyways, they're just, there are really things that are going on right now. And, we've gone and just policed the world and been a tyrant. And so I think it's just a matter of time before it's happened here in America, and I've talked about, we do this in other countries, and we are supporting this. Remember, we've paid both of these countries, both Iran and Israel, we have sent money to. Isn't that kind of ironic? Who's that? Alanis Morissette? Yeah, it was a video, right? Isn't that ironic? Anyways, never mind. Yeah, that we funded both of these. We always do this, guys. They fund both sides of the war. Bullets and Band-Aids. These people make money on both sides. These are banksters' wars. And like I said, the children and the women normally die. Yeah, that looks like, again, they hit a couple of these top officials. And remember, that's kind of what sparked all this. But, it's just rather alarming, guys. It's rather alarming what they're doing over there. And so I don't think it's going to, it's a tit for tat. So are they going to keep going? Will Israel respond? Will Iran continue? How long will this go on? Is this over? There's still supposedly some of this stuff was supposed to be 8 hours away, some of these. So is it over? There's been a large barrage of now from what I can see, obviously, don't say anything stupid, guys. We're talking about real things that are happening. If you want to be an ignorant fool, you'll get tossed out of here real quick. I have moderators that won't. Don't give them any chances tonight, guys. This is a serious thing I'm talking about. I don't want to play games, but if people want to play games and be stupid, just bounce them. Don't even give them 2 chances tonight, please. Moderators thank you for all your support. You guys are always do an excellent job in here, and I appreciate it. So we'll try to keep it on topic and, be grown-ups in here. There are people, potentially dying here, dying in the streets of America, and our money went over to these other countries, You know what I'm saying? We got people dying in America, and we sent money to both of these countries. Don't you find that a little alarming? Here in America, we're in a country, we funded this. We've sent money to Ukraine. That's going on too. Don't forget, a lot of these things are they're not going to stop. So yeah, they're banksters' war. They're banksters' wars. You know what I'm saying? They fight from their ivory towers. Even so many of these things are drones. You know what I'm saying? Drones. These people fight from behind a desk. Talk about chicken, You fight from behind a desk. You can't even look a man in the eye if you take his life. That's pretty sorry. And I know there's been fighter pilots, but I mean, come on, from behind, I don't even, that's what it is. Fake money's for, hey, war is profitable. We are the war machine. We are the war machine. We've been in war since our inception. So war is profitable. what does Gerald Celente say? When all else fails, they take you to war, right? So, you know, I can't stand it. I hate wars. I wish people would stop fighting each other. And a lot of this is over food, guys. Poor management of resources, and sometimes, a lot of the times, pre-programmed. You know, like diamonds aren't rare. You know, that's all a made-up thing. You know what I'm saying? It's all made up. They create these shortages a lot of the times. You know, it's like, look what they did in over there in Holland. You know, they had all those farmers out on the streets dumping all that food out, creating food shortages themselves. The farmers did it. That's exactly, I'm sure, what the elite were going to have done. Perfect. Didn't even have to do it. They did it themselves. See what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that I don't support what the farmers were doing, but that the people who were at the top pulling the strings, obviously they got what they were looking for, right? You know, they didn't have to be the bad guy. You know, well, they were. All their regulations is all, you know, they squeezed those farmers so far hard over there that they didn't have any other option but to do what they did. But mission was still accomplished, you know. So again, if you're grown up and you're an adult, you'll see what's happening. You might not catch everything, but these are very, very multifaceted people who are running the show here. They're corporations and they're banksters. Remember, there's about 8 families. There's not that really that many of them, but obviously they've been doing this for some of them for centuries, you know. And they're the keep it, if you can't keep it in your pants, keep it in the family kind of people. So I appreciate that you're paying attention here. I'm not trying to sensationalize this again, but it's quite alarming to watch this happen, because I didn't think that Iran would attack Israel without going through like Israel attacking Lebanon first. And then, you know, there was yeah, sure. Don't go back there, buddy. Yeah, sure. Quit going back there. Lay down on the couch. Lay down on the couch. Get up there on the couch. Yep, get up there. There you go. Hey, he's fine. Let him lay up there with you. Thank you, good boy. Sorry, my outside kitty, he's up here with the dad. Thank you. The other puppy was growling. He's like, hey, what are you doing? You're a good boy. You're such a good boy, Panner boy. I love him, big kitty. What do puppy dogs? Hanging out with the dad? Hanging out with the dad. Always hanging out with the dad. Puppy's always hanging out with the dad. So, anyways, it's all an apostasy to the New Testament. And I wish there were more people who would pay attention to that. That's what really wears on my heart a lot, is that these things are in opposition of this testament that we're under, where he says, let vengeance be mine. And just like with what's going on here in Israel and Gaza and Iran, you know, and Russia, and yeah, they're good puppy boys. Look at them, they're chilling with the dad. You guys are good kids. They like being inside. So good stuff, man. Cool. Yeah, I'm off the grid here. I'm an off the gridder guy. I've been off the grid myself for 5-6 years. Solar, wind, all that stuff. I used to have self-sufficiency. There you guys go. Well, I don't know. You know, it seems like if you look over in Ukraine right now and Russia, look how many nations are all involved over there in Ukraine and Russia. Look how many nations are involved with that whole debacle going on over there. Germany, Poland. You know, I could go on and look at how many are, you know. So don't panic, guys. I'm not. This isn't to. We got a ways to go before the end of the world. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if they're going to, you know, announce a World War III, but it seems like with what's going on over there, you know, in already in Russia and Ukraine should have already sparked a world war. So I don't know how many nations have to be at war before they announce that, you know. Normally they don't announce world wars while it's happening, guys. When you look in history, they don't announce it's a world war. Just so you know, if you know your history. So normally that's not to declare to weigh in, you know. No wars in America have ever been started with bombs falling. Not any American war. They always start with embargoes and tariffs and sanctions, and so yeah, we need to shut down NATO. I hate NATO. All those blue helmets and black and white UN, all that. I don't like none of that. No world crap. Shut all that stuff down. Shut all that stuff down. That stuff's all in apostasy. That's all bankster stuff. That's just for them ways to launder more money. Agenda. Yeah, the whole blue agenda. Me too. Anything blue. If you're wearing a blue helmet, you know, blue helmets are. I used to say blue helmets were easy targets, but I don't do that anymore. So yeah, I used to make memes with blue helmets with holes in them, but remember, I don't do that anymore. So, oh, look at the other kitten came up here to lay with the other kittens. The Juniper girl. Yep, there we go, David. The Donetsk agreements when they were, 2014, man, that sure was a pretty important year, wasn't that? I can't not disagree with 2014 was a big year. Yeah, people fighting over, red and blue, guys. Imagine that, people fighting. They used to fight over IOUs and tennis shoes. No, they fought over like gold and silver and princes and kings and kingdoms. And yeah, now they fight over debt notes, IOUs and Nike tennis shoes or whatever, it's pretty sad. Oh, well, I don't think a lot bigger. Well, I'm just saying that was the lead up. Thanks for your opinion there, Dingus, but 2014 was the lead up to 2015. So would love to know where the intel came from on the 10, 24, and 24. There's only two other people covering this, Suzanne. I myself and Adapt 2030. So not hard to find the information on anything that it's being covered on the 10, 24, 24 event. So none of it's hiding. Yeah, there's no coming to the end of the world. The world to the end of the world is not going to happen anytime in the next in the next few years, at least. I don't see it happening. So take a few years at a time. I don't try to get too far ahead of myself. So yeah, you're going to associate smoking weed with the end of the world. You're an idiot, man. You have got no idea what you're talking about. What's your name there? D. Hertzfeld. Yeah, be done with you. You're ignorant puke. Vomit tsunamis everywhere. So, but anyways, yeah, this happened a little quicker, guys. Again, I thought this whole Iran thing would take a little bit longer. No, I don't think people calling God's medicine weed, because it shows your ignorance. But you turn it into something derogatory. So we're not going to talk about that. We've had plenty of conversations about cannabis. But anyways, moving on. We're not talking about that. We're talking about people dying in the streets. You know, imagine what it's like to be in Israel right now. You know, if you were in Iran, would you be worried about retaliation? You know, from Israel, is it going to stop? You know, is it going to keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth? This is ridiculous. You guys, we've got to stop going outside of our borders, man. This is getting so I don't know. It's against the New Testament, guys. Is all I'm saying. I really wish people would just point that out. You know, God doesn't want us fighting outside of it. We can defend ourselves. You know, we can defend ourselves if somebody's, you know, but we're not supposed to see it. None of this is even happening if people would just, you know, it's against, you know, it's against the New Testament. He said, let vengeance be mine. Let vengeance be mine, saith the Lord. But nobody even listens to the New Testament. Seems like nobody cares about the New Testament to me at all. I mean, so many people just do not consider this testament that we are under. Yeah. It was cracking off out here, lady. It was lightning. It did it 2 more times. It did that at the door. So I went out there and that lightning was striking right around here. It was awesome. I'm going to try to pull up again. I had my phone just zapped today. I lost all my research, but it is what it is. It seems one. What was this? No one wants to accept Jesus. Well, there's no such thing, Caleb, as accepting Jesus. You can't accept Christ, but I hear what you're saying. There's a great falling away from the Word of God. But I like to go outside in the lightning. I'm going to show you. I have pictures. I have some video footage too, and you'll see in this. All right, hold on. I might have it in this phone here. This wasn't the phone that got zapped. My main phone that had been doing all my research on everything got taken out of it. SD, all of it, everything. I can't stand when they do this to me. They take all my research. I was working on a couple new videos for you guys and doing some more homework, and it's okay. I've been trying to stay calm. I've had this happen to me many times. Well, several times, many, I guess. So, but Sun Valley, is that Idaho? Sun Valley, Idaho? Is that what you're talking about, David? Is that the right Sun Valley? Or are you in the potato land over there in Sun Valley? Cool. I like Idaho. That's one of the states I might consider living in, but I'm over here in Oregon. But cool. All right. Well, thanks for coming in, David. Appreciate having you again. Good to see you again. I hope to have you back. Just trying to have an open discussion. Get some more water. Give me 1 sec, guys. Get some more Berkey. Almost from Oregon. Cool. Nice. Yeah, Oregon's a pretty cool place, man. I've been to all 50 states. It reminds me of the worms and creation like the rest of the world. Rain makes me think several things and how I like. Oh, interesting. Pretty hardcore there, bootleg. What research are we asked? I've been doing I've been doing a lot of homework on this 10-24-24 celestial gas giant alignment. And my 5 of 25, some of my 525 images that I haven't pulled up. Yeah, cool. No, I've been all 50. I've lived in Hawaii. I lived in Alaska. I've been to all 50 states in the United States. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Camera. Where would those have been? That's not 247 images. See, this is so weird. Yeah, I'm having some phone issues, guys, with all my research is now gone, but it is what it is. I'm looking for something else here. I had some of it backed up. The only thing I was able to save is the last time I dumped my files and went out and got rid of anything to try to make a little more room in my phone. I emptied out what I thought was worthless, what I didn't need, and that's the only thing I ended up getting to save. So where is this at? I don't think this is on this. Where would that be? What I'm looking for is I have 1 billion bear collider. I don't know what that means. Of course, they're playing with scary stuff that may affect us all much longer. Yeah, if you've ever looked at the Hadron Collider tie-dye, it can affect the magnetosphere. The magnetosphere. If you know what our magnetosphere is, and you don't think I'm able to find this, guys. Like I said, I'll try to find this though. I'm certain I posted all those pictures on the internet. I did a series of pictures that I posted that I took out here that day that let's see if no, this is different. This is all older. Huh. Yeah, it was on the phone. Darn it. That I was on. They got. Yep, I don't need to look for this. I know it's not in here. Do I even have a picture? Because I know I made a thing for the video, for the meme for the video. No, that's not there. One more second, guys. One more second. I'll get back to you. No, it's all gone. Well, I posted a video even up on this channel of that picture of the lightning that was right out here in the yard, because that stuff was striking right here. I mean, it was, I could, it's on the other 20 acres. It was hitting the other 20 acres. It was hitting, I'm on this 20 acres and it was hitting the other 20 acres over there. That's how close it was, that lightning. The 20 acres next to me. I remember I'm on 40 acre price, hit the other parcel. I'd probably go over there tomorrow and see where it struck over there. There's got to have left some kind of mark in the bushes over there. I mean, everything was wet, but see, this says it has 750 images. And when I look through this, this is no way that's 750 images. Where are they all at? Not one picture of those lightning strikes. So weird. It is what it is. Life ain't Burger King. Yep, it's all gone. I don't know. My son told me a way to recover some messages. He said anything he ever sent to me, but this is different, guys. This is, I have out of my memory, everything's gone. Out of my phone, everything's gone. and out of my CapCut, out of my memory, everything. It's my whole phone gets wiped out. It gets wiped out. And I've had this happen, and it's because I'm doing this 10-24-24 research. And so that wasn't the only thing. Again, trying to put together more research on this 525 event too, ahead of, I don't want to get ahead of myself because of the 420 or the 10-24-24 event. We need to make it through that magnetic pinch, before we even need to worry about 5 at 25. But I was trying to do, my research ahead of time, and I had images on that too, and now they're all gone. So I was actually looking for something else here, some images that I took pictures of, actually videos too, of lightning, and it was on the phone that I'm on, because I have 3 phones that I work to pull some of my memory off of. I just don't have all that stuff. I don't have all the fancy stuff, guys. So I have a little bit in here. Like, I'm glad. I thought this image here was gone. I thought I lost these images, and that's not anything, but that's the satellite image of America, and shows you where all the population density's at. Really want to see where it's at nighttime. You're going to have a better idea of where the population density is at. So just a little thing like that. Predestined was like my father. I listened to him. So, but yeah, look at that. Definitely a huge population density over here on the, and I still, like I said, I had a whole lot more images, guys. I was doing more of these images off of like Stellarium and trying to get some more of these images. A couple of the images, but these are off the old phone. I don't, I only uploaded just a couple of things. Look, everything else, it was me working on the shelter. I only just uploaded things to that phone, and I started uploading some of this information over to this one, and everything was on this one. Sometimes I have to bring things off because I don't have, these are all cheaper phones, if you will. But yeah, oh well, it is what it is. He kind of, I spoke to him today and said, let it go, man. Can't worry about it. You've already put out enough information. If people can't figure out what you're talking about, then don't worry about it. I don't want them to figure out, Tracy. I don't. Never. I want it to come upon them like a thief in the night. If they ain't seen it by now, they're probably not doing enough. There's only 193 days until 10-24-24. They probably had to be preparing a long time before now to get ready for this event. Unless you're just real wealthy or something, you can just make things happen real quick. And I don't think that's not me. I have to scratch everything out the hard way. Generationally, if you will, almost. But anyways, I do appreciate you coming in, because I wanted to have this conversation about what was going on. And I feel like these things are just happening at such a breakneck speed now. I did not anticipate this Iran thing kicking off until much, much closer to the election, much closer to 10-24-24. But I should know better than that. That's only like 193 days. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's going to go by so fast. It's going to make your head spin. So, according to the book of Revelation, Jesus will come like a thief in the night. That's what I said. I'm not talking about Jesus coming here. This isn't the event of Jesus coming back. Okay? I'm talking about this 10-24-24 event. So, so strange, guys. And I wish I would have saved more stuff into these other phones, but I only have so much memory. I only work off just a little bit. So, is there something that if there's a war, Biden can stay president? Yeah, Earl, but Donald Trump will be the last president of the United States. I already said that even before he ran for president this last time, okay, and became president. So Donald Trump will be the last president of the United States of America. Just take that. I'm not some kind of prophet, but we need that 1,000-year reign, dear Lord. Well, no, we're already there, Ty. We're already there. It's spiritual now. Matthew 24 falls in the line like places, puzzle pieces. Yep. So, okay. So there's something that this is the 10-24-24 event. I'll give you a little bit of an image of what I'm talking about here. This is I've shown you a little bit different view of this. This is just an illustration, obviously, but it kind of shows you, gives some relevance here on how we get pinned in between this magnetism of these four large gas giants. Saturn, Uranus sits behind it, and then, or excuse me, Jupiter, Uranus, and then Saturn and Neptune. So I'm not into any kind of, I don't care what the shape of the earth is. We don't dispute this. It doesn't matter what the shape of the earth is. So that's a little bit different look. That's us. That's earth there in the middle. If that doesn't make you feel a little bit small, you know, kind of like where we might be in that whole, you know, alignment. I'll show you this because I have some of this images on my older phone and I have the videos online. So this would be Earth pinned in between these four. Normally this doesn't happen. All these bodies are equally spaced or, you know, around the sun in their normal elliptical orbit. This is a very rare event where these four large gas giants form this square and then we get pinned in between them. And then we will come out of this event as well, but it's this pinning in between, this magnetism in this area that I'm concerned that will bring this water up onto the land that I've spoke of, which I'm talking about this tidal event as well. And remember on April 8th, they had this X, you know, event, but here's just the shadow. I'll show you what I'm talking about there, Tidal. Hold on one second. This is the line that I believe that they placed all their military equipment. And they're obviously know that this event is going to happen, but again, this is the path of totality that went from coast to coast, and I believe it was to get all their equipment ready. I'm a military veteran, and I know I'm a police officer, prior police officer and a military police officer. I know that, you know, perfect performance or perfect planning, right? Perfect performance, perfect, right? You got to get it so you do it over and over and over and over and over until you can do it in your sleep, right? Perfect practice prevents piss poor performance. So this line right here, okay, was again this line that I believe they placed. This is the X. This is the three Alice symbol that I covered, but this was from one side of Nova Scotia going all the way down. Remember, starting in Jonah, Texas, then going through Nineveh, Texas, you know, making its way. It went through Ark, Kentucky, right? Rapture, Indiana, Nineveh, Ohio, Nineveh, New York. Now all these different, all this on this line. all this was a, I believe this was a setup, if you will, to place all this equipment on this line, so that when this water event happens, when this tidal shift event happens, that they'll have everything they need in play, so that all my stuff, like I said, so much of my stuff is gone, guys. I don't have this anymore. What am I going to do here? I still have some of it though, guys. Give me a second. Here is the 10-24-24 event that I'm talking about, when the 4 large gas giants form this square in our outer solar system and pin this Earth in between the magnetism. And in 79 AD, we got rocked by this same gas giant alignment. When our Earth's magnetism, the field strength was at 100. Why is it not focusing? But anyways, the field strength was at 100% at that time. So this was the same alignment as the time of Christ. Okay, in 79 AD, our Earth formed this same square. Christ predicted that the temple, in Scripture, it says no stone will be left in its place, right? No stone will be unturned. And that's what Christ was talking about, where Nebuchadnezzar came in and destroyed the temple, turned it into gravel, plowed salt into the land. This is that alignment that happened, 70 AD. The temple was destroyed. And in 79 AD, this was the alignment, forming this same square at the time of Christ. Here is the same alignment that we are going into, 10-24-24. It is the same alignment, except for you notice that the 2 gas giants in the back, Neptune and Uranus, trade places. Uranus in the back, Neptune, Uranus, Neptune. They switch spots, but it's still the same square where we get pinned in. This is us, the sun, the 4 large gas giants, the Jovian gas giants. They're gas, they're not rocky bodies. Us, the 4 large gas giants. So we're here again. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. Nobody can change this. This isn't a prediction. This isn't a prophecy. This is the stars. This is God controls the stars. This is the same thing that happened again. Here's the magnet. I made this graphic so you can see if we got trapped into these magnetic field lines, that'd be like us getting trapped, somewhere in this magnetism. So in 79 AD, after the temple was destroyed, Nebuchadnezzar destroyed the temple. Remember? Turned it into gravel, turned all the buildings into, literally just pummeled them into gravel, and then plowed salt into the land. So nothing would grow into there for a lifetime. Remember? Yep. Made them wander the desert. Told them to go out. Remember before that? Told them to go into the land of the Anunnaki, the land of Anak. Not aliens or fallen angels. The land of the giants. David slayed a giant, the champions, the Philistines. Remember? They failed that. Came back, right? This is that same time, guys. I'm trying to make you understand that this alignment happened at the time of Christ, and it's happening again. We saw the star of Bethlehem when the king star, this is the sign that the wise men, the first sign, not just one sign, but a second sign that the wise men saw, which birthed the age of Christ. Pisces, from the age of Christ. The lamb, Aries, the ram, fire to water, from the birth of the Pisces. Vesica, the morning star, and the king star. This is what the wise men saw in the heavens. The first sign of the gas giant, the king. It gets its name, the king. This star right here. Jupiter. Remember, it gets its name, the king. He said there would be signs in the stars. Remember, there would be signs in the stars. The wise men, they were looking up and pointing and saw that king star conjunct with the morning star and form a star upon a star. Correct? The star of Bethlehem. And we left the age of Aries and came into the age of Pisces. So when we see these celestial alignments happening, I hope you're wise. Wise. And looking up, this is the sign that the wise men saw. When the king star birthed the morning star, this was the birth of the king. Do you know that that happened again in 2015? 2015, we saw that same celestial marker. No, the world's sleeping on it, but it's okay, brothers, sisters. I know. But now you've been told you can fall on your face and be in awe. I know. Isn't it insane that we saw the same thing happen at the time of Christ in our age, and now we see this same gas giant alignment? We are now in the fifth age. That's right. When Saturn conjuncted Jupiter on 12/21 of 2020, that was that celestial sign in the heavens. Remember, he said there would be signs in the stars and in the sun and in the moon. There would be signs like, street signs and stop sign, road sign, right? The signs, not literal, but signs in the heavens, correct? For times and for seasons. So, I don't think you know what a fairy tale is there. A fairy is a Celtic demon. A fairy is a Celtic demon for the classroom there. So obviously, so I'm talking about this gas giant alignment, which again, I believe in 10/24/24, we have a cycle on this earth where the waters have covered. There are literally continents right now that have cities sitting between 150 and 400 feet under the ocean right now. They were covered in water in the last cycle. And this cycle, the water's going to drop down. But before the water drops down, it's going to come up onto the land like it always does. So what will cause this magnetism, this magnetic pinch, that if we get pinned in between these four large gas giants, that this magnetic pinch, just like this magnets right here, you see these have magnets. These are magnetism. You can see the magnetic field lines. That black dot in the middle of it, there's no magnetism. Black dot, no magnetism. And when you put that two magnetism together, look at this. No magnetism. That black area, magnetism is negated. It's canceled. Magnetism. That's called the block domain wall. The block domain wall. See that? That line is where magnetism is canceled. Hobby, I'll show you 1 second, Hobby. I'll show you where the safest place in America will be according to the study I've done. Be not dismayed at what I'm showing you, brothers, sisters. This is God doing this. I don't, I don't control the stars, but this is where the water has made it before in America. Okay, so anywhere starting on the West Coast, here you might, anything East Coast before has gone underwater all the way up to the Rockies, to the Rocky Mountains, as well as you see it up into, the Sierra Nevadas, the Cascades, all the way up into, on this west side. But This is a cycle from the ocean that raises and lowers 400 feet. It's already up 400 feet. There's literally cities sitting between 150 to 400 feet. But in this cycle, it will come up onto the land and then subside back down. It's going to soak into the land. Not a flood, neighbor. Not like a Noah event. The promise of the, notice this isn't the whole earth. And again, I have all the images of the other continents on the video. It's 3 minutes and 33 seconds. If you're watching this video and you live somewhere other than America, I have the other video. I have the other maps on this channel. It's a 3 minute and 33 second video. You'll have to stop it wherever you're staying, but you can see what will happen before in times past on a cycle. This is a cycle map, meaning in times past, it's come up before. It's come up before. You said this happened in 2015. No, I didn't say this happened in 2015. What in the hell are you talking about? I said the Star of Bethlehem happened in Unholy. I'm not going to say anything else to you because you're going to pervert everything I say. I can already tell you're going to pervert everything I say. Please just leave Unholy Spike. Just leave Unholy Spike. You're already twisting. I never said that. You're perverting my word. You're forwarding it. God, this is the problem with people, guys, today. They just hear whatever they want, pick whatever they want, and just, all right, I'm not worried about people who have, So anyways, this is a cycle of before in times past that has come up as high as this, even a little bit higher or lower. That means this is the mean or an average. And the video of this channel is on this. There's one other channel covering this event, and that's Adapt 2030. He has left America. He's still out of the United States. He's been out of the CONUS, the continental United States, for a couple months now. And he left. He went into Croatia. He went to he's in Thailand. He's gone to all the star forts, museums, old churches, military bases, anything looking for this cycle. This cycle of the four large gas giants and the tidal shift. And the tidal shift. You will, if you'll take the time and you have the attention span more of a horsefly or a microwave burrito. This has happened before in history, and the link between the tide and the four large gas giants is now, in my case, I'm saying 99% sure that this is the event that triggers. It is the gas giants, when they line up in this square that you will see through the paintings hundreds and thousands of years ago. They painted this cycle. They painted this cycle. This cycle. Not, oh my God, it's never happened before. Oh my God, now, forever. Call now, call now. No, it's none of that. Stop with that crap. This is a cycle. And I was telling you that this happened at the time of Christ. So if you have any, love of Christ, I'm not asking you to be religious. I hate religion. I hate all these religions. They're all vanity and vain, and they remind me of the time of Christ. They do the works of the Father, the devil, and they are the synagogues of Satan. But I'm not talking about that, right? I'm talking about these four large gas giants that formed a square at the time of Christ. The Hamashiach, the anointed, the Christo, the Masse, right? Christos, no, not that. Not the eating of the orgy, but the time of the true Shiloh. The one that was born of Bethlehem. Let's not get this forward or perverted. So we understand I don't do religious orgy, sex, Jesus. There's more than one Jesus in Scripture. I encourage you to look into the Word of God. He warned you that there'll be more than one Jesus, okay? So you were even told by himself. So either way, I'm just trying to show you that this is the same. When people talk about there, Well, the mud floods were in the 1800s. That was a mud flood event. This could be very, very similar to that happened in the 1800s. I don't know if you'll look at, obviously, you're on to something. Who said that about mud floods? Where'd that go? Oh, hobbies. Go watch David's video, and you'll see that he's talking to something similar about where there was a massive amount of obviously something, either flood, mud, or water tidal event that happened during this same cycle. If you'll go watch this video that I'm talking about, he'll support what you're talking about, because he talks about this where they're undoing this bridge, and they dig out this bridge, and there's even more underneath that than they thought that there was. It's just his video is overwhelming evidence to show that this is a cycle, and obviously because to what you're talking about too as well in that video. And I kind of let him do the talking on this. I don't want to overdo this. I'm covering the side of the West Coast and the overlay maps and the federal and the population density and some of these other things that Dave is not covering. I'm letting him take care of the 4 large gas giant alignments, the study of the star forts, the mud floods, all these. He's an expert in the field. He's probably hands down one of the best YouTubers out there. And let his evidence speak for itself. Okay. David has obtained the video evidence that you can find, and then obviously through the paintings. I don't think this is not going to not happen. I'm about 98% certain, 98.9% certain that this event will happen before 10/24/24. If we happen to slip out around that, that's where I'm kind of upset, guys, because I lost all my 525 evidence. I was trying to put together a 525 video for you, but I didn't want to release that until I felt like I have enough base. If you follow me, 920, sometimes I wait closer to the event, you know what I'm saying, to put out my information. But on 5 of 25, we are going to swing out April, May in front of the sun and be the only celestial body, all remaining of the 8 stars. If you want to call them planets, I don't even want to argue right now. I don't have the time to do this. They'll be behind the sun, and we will be the only one in front of the sun. I haven't ever seen that before. I don't know how we will fend from that. I've gone back as far as I can, and now I'm really upset, guys, because I told you that some of these programs, you can find David, he talks about this on one of his programs as well, is such of these programs like Stellarium and some of these programs where you can go back and look at the way the stars were aligned back in history. They have wiped out thousands of years of research that you can't get access into anymore. So I really wasn't worried about it, guys, because if you watch David's video when he talks about this, I'm like, well, it's all right. I already got mine stuff. I went and pulled my stuff out, and but now it's all gone. And now they pulled off all these programs where you can go look at how the stars went back and unwind them in history and go into the future. They have snipped off so much time. I don't even want to go into it right now because I'm super frustrated. I lost years of work that I've done, and it's happened before. It's always because of this 10/24/24 doing with the gas giant alignment. And so unfortunately, my 525 evidence got snipped with it this time, guys. Everything on my phone is gone. And so I'm having to work off these 2 backup cheat. It's the same phone that I have, but because I ran out of memory on this, I bought another one. I couldn't keep enough from once I started blogging and doing more videos and using CapCut and some of these other programs. I just couldn't handle it on these phones. I don't have a 5G phone, so I just don't have the memory. And I guess I haven't gone and bought another. I guess could have bought another bigger memory card, but I'm not that techie, guys. I just work with what I have. But anyways, It's all right. Let's get through the 10-24-24 event, you know, and I hope I'll be wrong, and that'll be the best thing. I'll hope for the worst, and you know, plan for the, you know, for the worst and hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I can do at this point. So let's make it to the 10-24-24 event. If you don't understand what I'm saying, in for April, May 5 of 25, after being pinned in between those 4 large gas giants and that magnetism, we'll come out of that magnetic pinch and we'll swing around the sun, and we'll be the only celestial body on 5 of 25, April, May, about this time of next year, guys. About this time of next year, we'll be the only celestial body in front of the sun. And I don't know how we would fend, because there'll be no other magnetic protection around us. So that's all I'm saying. Won't it be crazy though? I mean, I don't even know what to think of that. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how we're going to get through this pitch first, you know. That's why I really have just kind of left all this behind. You know what I'm saying? I've left all this behind, because this is we got to get through the 10-24-24 event before we even consider this 5 of 25 event. So a lot of us are going to make it through this, guys. Okay. So if you're over on the East Coast, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you. Do what you feel. Go with your gut. Be smart. If you're a woman, heck, you got women's intuition. God already gave you a blessing. Truly, if you're a woman, you're blessed. You think a little more emotional than men. Obviously, not always as rational, but boy, you ladies are smart. You ladies can really, if you use your gut, you'll make a good decision. I've watched ladies make amazing decisions. And I'm talking about this type of decisions, guys. I'm a veteran. If you think in war, you're dead. Stay alert, stay alive. You can't, Remember, I told you got to be able to, perfect practice prevents piss poor performance. You got to be able to do it perfect in your sleep before you can do it without thinking about it, you know? So anyways, we'll make it through this, guys, because once this happens, I don't think this will happen in one wave. One wave. I don't think that the water will make it up like this in one wave. Hell no, I don't think that's going to happen. That doesn't align with what Scripture says. The Scripture says it will be as sorrows, pains, birthing pains. Where's my ladies at? Where's all my ladies at? You guys ever had a child? Remember how that labor works? Dies down, but then it comes back stronger. Then it comes back. It comes in waves, right? It intensifies each time till you have that crowning moment, if you will, right? So, my bad. But anyways, this line that was put across the United States of America, this line that's put across the state of America, this line, yeah, women are amazing creatures. They're quite emotional, but they are, they don't forget anything. They're like an elephant. They're like, no, honey, you're not getting any this tonight. Remember 5 years ago? 5 years ago? Are you serious, honey? Yeah, they don't forget anything. They're like an elephant. So they're like a cannabis plant. But anyways, you guys, this line, I believe that they put across to America, if you see what I'm saying here, what I think that they did is they made they got everybody ready for the first wave. They got everybody ready for the first wave. See? They got everybody ready for the first wave. See, this is the government-owned land. Over here, this is the land they've taken over. Notice that matches. Look at this line of the Rockies. Look at this line here. It's the same. See, I've overlaid it over that. See, it's overlaid over the top of that. It's such a perfect match, it's hard to see. Can you see that map? Overlaid. See the white map? It's overlaid this map. See how it's not on that map? You don't see that haze? I overlaid it. See how it fits right over the top of that? Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. They obviously know this is the federal land over in the United States over here on the West Coast. All these rumors of the Denver International Airport having the capital, Washington, D.C. capital moved over here. Anybody heard about that? That's right. That's what you got. So, see, they don't want anybody coming over here, do they? Oh, that's the sun. So that's what I believe the April 8th event was for, guys. That's what I believe the April 8th event was for. That was to get all that stuff on the line and get people ready, the schools to state of emergency. Oh, we did this before. Whoa, look, we already got this stuff here. Oh, whoa, man, how convenient is that? It's like we do that in war, guys. We do that in war. It's like a 5D chess game. In the military, this is how the military works, brothers and sisters. I know, I'm a veteran. This is how the military works. This is how we do this. We co-op and we take over and it's like a game of chess. It's not a simple game of checkers, brothers and sisters. That's not how war works. So there's not another YouTube channel putting this out. So you please give the glory to God. Please, for him, give discernment. I don't want to be right, guys. I don't want to be right. I want to make a mention, too, that there was a lot of people who are getting sick that were on that path of totality. That day they sprayed something along that path. Many people are complaining. If you watch BP Earthwatch, who watches BP Earthwatch? Does anybody watch BP Earthwatch? BP Earthwatch. Anybody watch BP Earthwatch? How long has the government kept that area of land from us? It's been about a 30-year takeover. It's been about 30 years of them taking over this land. I used to go up and down a lot of this area, and I could travel through it on back roads, 4x4s, all through that. I grew up in LA in the concrete jungle. My mom moved out of LA real young, moved up to Oregon, and I started going up there when I was young, visiting her, go up into the woods, going out and being young and going out in bonfires and drinking in the woods and staying overnight and camping and traveling all through. And then all of a sudden they started putting gates up everywhere. They were gates you could open and close. We would drive around the gates, but anyways, I had four-wheel drives. We just drive around the gates, but pretty soon they started locking those gates. And then we started noticing it just getting harder and harder to see anything. So 30 years I've watched them take this land that I'm talking about here. And I'll show you too, if you look at this, that red, what's left in white is what would be left for general use for the public. White is what the general public would get left. This here, these areas. All the rest of it is federal. So obviously they've taken over the area, Let me show you this too. I think this is on the other one here. I apologize, guys. I've lost everything. My research today all got taken from me, so I'm working off of things that... Oh, wait, this is the same. Wait a second, where'd it go? I don't know, it's just getting a little frustrating. Man, I should have unloaded more of this. Should have went in here and... what we learn, live and learn, right, guys? We live and we learn. Yeah, I just showed you guys this. Where did this go now? Okay. Yeah. Notice again. That's the Colorado Rockies. And that same line. See, that's what's upset me is I had all this. I had a video I was putting together that had this. I showed you guys the start of the new video that I was building. I showed it on the live streams. And this is just a little bit. But notice this line, too, is the same Rockies. This is the Rockies, the Sierra Nevadas, the Cascades. This is all that range that goes up all the way into. But again, this is that same area. No, it was earlier today. That was earlier on today. There was no weather here. So it happened when I did an upload. When I hit, I was trying to go live. I went back and I uploaded a frame because I was making a screenshot to do the live with. And I went in there and I went to the screenshot and I went my CapCut and I went to edit it. And I went to upload that file to the CapCut, and that was it. Gone. Everything in I'm like, and it said your video has been moved. You know, go to your files to recover it. I'm like, whatever. So I went to my media, and everything was gone. I'm like, no, please, no, don't this, because this has happened to me before. And I'd say this has happened to me before. And then I went, because I have an SD card, I have a card in there, everything's gone. You know, all my memory in my card is gone. So the only thing that I can do that I did is I went into my cache in my trash and everything that I emptied, because I was trying to make more room because I was doing more study. I have to move stuff around, guys. I can only work on so many videos at a time. I have to start clearing stuff off. And I went into my trash, and anything that I had gotten rid of, that's what I uploaded, because that's all that was left. But that was things I couldn't use because I was trying to make these new videos for you guys. So I'm pretty beside myself today, but I'm trying to get over this, guys. This things happens to me, and it's just, I mean, I had hundreds and hundreds of hours that are just, it's all gone. It's just all of it. It's not there. So I'm a little confused when I'm trying to work through some of this stuff, because I'm trying to remember I had some of this stuff on this phone and it's not here. It's on this phone, and I didn't pull everything off. So I apologize. It's my mistake for not getting it all off of here in time. And I should have known better, but I'm hoping that I can still present a strong case. The 3, I'm not wearing it because it's too distracting. Actually, it was outside, working outside, and it was windy, and my hat got blown off out there. So, so yeah, I should have done that too. I should have done that. But remember, everything in my SD card is gone. Everything in my SD card is gone. Everything in my SD card is gone. Everything in the phone memory is gone. Everything in CapCut is gone. It's all gone at one time. I don't even know. I wasn't expecting. I don't even know how those old files were sitting in the cache, in the trash, in the storage, in the memory. That old, you know, whatever from oldest. And that's the only thing that I could reload up. So that's all I got back, guys. So it is what it is. God said, you know what, Tracy, let it go. Let it go. You have presented more than enough evidence. You're leading people over to David Divine. You know, well, this is stuff that I put in my SD card, though. You know what I'm saying? There was stuff that I held to my SD card that I don't put in my phone memory, that I don't have on these phones. When I'm working on something, I keep it in the SD card to kind of safeguard it from that happening, but it obviously doesn't even matter. But it's how I can keep these files separate. I have so many files going. You know, I have thousands of images that I work from for you guys and stuff that I pull. And I'm, you know, like I said, I've been doing a lot of work on this. It's just me and David covering this event. You know, it's just me and David covering this event. You know what I'm saying? So Adapt 2030 and myself. And so I feel I was covering some more information. Like there were some other things that I was about ready to try to help reveal. I already showed you some of these things, the population density map overlaid, the Rocky overlay. Again, and I was going and grabbing some more. I've got some more images of this, and I know what it is, guys. It's this federal land map. It's the federal land map is what they grabbed today. I know it. I know that's what they're pissed off about. That's what David's not covering. That's what nobody else is covering, that this Tidal event has made it up to the Rockies before, this 400-year cycle. You understand? So what apps have permission to JRSD card? That's your culprit. I've been saying since October 5th. I want to say what my hands are tied. Cool, no problems, Daryl. I appreciate it. This is, I don't know what it is. Yeah, Red, this is all, though, this isn't anything that remember, this is new work that I was doing. This isn't anything that you guys have seen. This is anything that, you know what I'm saying, that would have been uploaded. It's not loaded up. These vids aren't loaded. I showed you guys in my CapCut that I was working on another video. Remember, I showed you in my CapCut. I said, I've got another video, guys. I'm going to work and start doing some more of the overlay. It's in my videos what I was doing. I just, it is what it is, guys. I'm over it. I apologize. I got to let it go. I got to let it go. The Lord works in mysterious ways, and this is something I'm not going to ever understand, and it's happened to me so many times. But I know what it is, guys. It's this federal overlay map. It's the federal overlay map that they don't want you to understand. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. David doesn't have any information on this. There's not one other channel. Not one other channel talking about this, guys, about this, you know, so it's okay. Again, he told me to be settled earlier, just not like that, but he's just through an understanding. He said, you have presented your evidence, Tracy. You don't need to say anything else. Your 3 videos are still up. I checked. The 3 videos are still up, okay, that I put on this channel. David's Tidal event, between those, through the 3-minute and 33 seconds. 3 minute and 33 seconds. Thank you, Tidal. I appreciate that. Much blessings. You really make compliments. I'm not trying to, but it really makes my time worthwhile. Even when it's struggle, even when it's tough. If some of you guys are getting value of this, guys, it is worth all the struggle I go through. It really is. I don't need to be here, guys. I could die today. I could die yesterday, and I won't have not gotten cheated. I saw the Revelation 12 sign. I saw the Star of Bethlehem. If I don't get to see this 10-24-24 event, it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I got to see a witness to Revelation 13, not just Revelation 12, Revelation 13. I don't know, Regina. I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, I don't think so. Not according to that map, right? Not according to that map, you know. So, but I don't know. I don't know how all that's going to work. If you want my honest opinion, I think Trump will put people in 15-minute cities. Something's going to happen. It's only 193 days, but look at how fast things are happening. Dome of the Rock, you know, all this, who would ever thought you'd see all this, you know, I titled this so you could see it in the video, all this, it's crazy. It's just going so fast now. So it seems like just a couple months ago, I was telling you that, you know, you guys, here we go, 10-24-24. We got 365 days. You guys got 1 year to get ready for this event. 1 year. You guys, it's going to happen probably months before the event. The weather will get very intense. You won't even worry so much about the 10-24-24 violent because the weather will be violent and potentially dominate the earth by then. And so I wasn't predicting the end of the world. I was predicting the weather would get bad, and I wasn't really making a prediction. The weather is already bad. So there's a lot of planning going on here, and I think that's what this April 8th event entailed, you know, getting all this military equipment, states of emergency, all this stuff ready to go. You know, I still think there's something coming for the state of Oregon too. Just letting you know. I'm not going to move out of Oregon. Heck no, this is going to be the best place to be in the whole wide world pretty soon. Watch. I want to get to be there, and I'm going to have front row tickets. If you might not know what that means, but God is going to give me front row tickets to the big show. You know, so everybody in a concert, somebody gets to sit up front in the front row. Well, I think I got front row seats, so I want to stay put to where I'm at right now. But I have a video that's 3 minutes and 33 seconds long. I didn't get to add all my other information to it, and it is what it is. I'm over it. There's 2 videos actually. There's 2 videos you need to watch on this channel. Otherwise, don't ask questions. Go watch them first. And mine aren't like David's where they're 30 minutes long. Mine are 3 minutes, 1 minute, and another one's about 58 seconds. So it's 5 minutes or something of your time. If you can't watch that, then you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. These are all that in 5 minutes. I did all my evidence. I had so much more that I was about to overlay to this, guys. It is what it is. But I don't know why you keep saying, who gives a flying rat's about December 12th? You know, what do you keep talking about? You trying to talk about the end of the world in the Mayan calendar? You're on it there, Haley Thrasher. You know, what are you trying to talk about December 12th? You said it didn't happen. December 12th didn't happen. What are you talking about? The whole Mayan calendar, end of the world, I hope you're not bringing that up. Another one of these ignorance of society, about as much, I don't know. People just get about this much of the whole story and run with it. What are these people talking about? 2012. That's the Mayan calendar. Yeah, so I don't know. Trying to think, what is this guy talking about? So, anyways, yeah, there was a lot of look at David. Nice, David. Very nice. Mexico. Man, I want to go to Mexico. I want to hang out with you, Blackjack Mulligan. I love Mexico, man. Mexico's a beautiful place. Some amazing Hispanic Mexican people. I love Mexico, man. If I go out of the country, that's the first place I'll be, is in Mexico. Then I'm going to Australia, but I will definitely stop in Mexico. I love Mexico. If I could live anywhere else in the world right now, guys, I think the best place to be would be Mexico. Is America safe? Probably not. Probably not. I don't think America will be a very safe place. I think America will be one of the hardest places to be in the U.S. here, or in the world pretty soon. Everybody's pretty pissed off in America. We've been hammering and beating the piss out of everybody. So for at least 50, almost 100 years, you know, and people are getting tired of it. Yeah, oh no, Mexico people, Hispanic people are amazing people, guys. People are just unlearned when it comes to Mexico. Actually, you know, I know people who are in Mexico and stuff. There's quite a few people. They say the best time for an American, an expat, to go to Mexico is when they say it's not safe to go to Mexico. Nobody goes there because a lot of people will they'll believe the hype and they won't go down there. And so where the tourist areas are really full and they put out a bunch of propaganda because people buy into fear and they're idiots, and people think everything's the end of the world and they're a bunch of idiots. and they just buy into every little thing, and they can't put together anything because they're just idiots. Everything's the end of the world, kind of, you know, cry wolf type. People are just so foolish. But anyways, people buy into propaganda. They won't do anything. They won't prepare. They won't do nothing. They're just low hanging fruit. And they're like, you know, like a mother, if you know, like a mother, you know, in a pack, if it knows it's going to hurt the whole pack, it'll just eat it, kill it for the better there, you know. So laws of nature will eventually take care of all these things. I don't have to worry about anything. But go down to Mexico when they say that it's really bad, and all these people who have fear, you know, porn, all this ignorance is bliss, right? Go there then, because all the places are empty and everybody buys into the fear porn, and they treat you like a king down there in Mexico, where everything's normally kind of crowded a little bit during the tourist season. Go there when they say it's really bad and you shouldn't go there. That's the best time to go to Mexico, guys, when they say don't go there. Because then you're, hey, amigo, come in there, and they just treat you like it's like going to Disneyland with no lines. Yeah, Hispanic people are amazing people. So I grew up in the San Fernando Valley, so I grew up being a minority, about 70% Latino where I live. So I have mad respect for the Hispanic culture, and I love Mexico, obviously. So, anyways, Mexico's a good spot. Probably be the richest place on the planet come this next transition. Hey, they got, you know, one of the purest silver mines on the earth. Silver is a very rare element, and yeah, peak silver was 2016. So there's been more of a deficit since 2016 of people wanting either the industrial or investment side. And so, yeah, good luck when people figure out, you know, close to a $1 trillion market cap on when anybody tries to shove into the metal markets, even gold, which we see already. It's, yeah, good luck trying to find a piece of it's good luck trying to find some silver. You'd be pulling it out of your cell phones. They'll be digging it out of the dump, and yeah, that's where all your metal's at. It's in the dump. But anyways, it's the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. Don't believe that oil is the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. It is this metal right here, this one right here, that fuels the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. It is silver. Without silver, they couldn't. They throw 500 ounces of this on top of each other. Think about this. Check this out, man. Look at all these. Look at all these ordinances right now that are being dropped on Israel right now. Right? Look at all these ordinances that are being dropped on Israel right now. Right? Think about all this silver that's getting destroyed. There were at least 4 hypersonic missiles. There were at least 4 hypersonic missiles that hit Israel, that hit Air Force Base, and were just destroyed, right? How many ounces of silver do you think it takes to put in a smart missile? It takes 300 to 500 ounces. This is a 5-ounce bar of silver. This is 5 ounces. So it takes 300 to 500 ounces of these, and they drop them on women and children in the streets all over the world, hospitals all over. So how many ounces do you think were in those 4 hypersonic missiles that hit that base, Air Force Base in Israel? All these lobbing of all of them. Oh yeah, they hit, Crab. They hit. Those were, I'm a veteran. Those were actual ordinances. You know, I looked through a lot of different resources before I'd even say that. I searched through 5 different resources that I have before I came on this live and put it on my heading. And I made sure, again, that I resourced not just 2 or 3 or even 4, but 5. Yeah, so resources that I have. And I know people who live in Israel, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, there is a ton of ordinances flying over drones. They've been weakening that, dome, the iron dome has been weakened and penetrated. They've been doing this. So how much silver has been destroyed just in this one couple days? How much silver do you think they just annihilated silver? It's gone. When those ordinances fall and drop and explode, the silver goes away. It's not gold. It's not cyanide. It is silver. It doesn't, it can be, 500 ounces gone, dropped on the top of your head. So, yeah, silver is the lifeblood of the military industrial complex. It takes silver in all these smart missiles, hypersonic missiles. Nobody's bringing up the end of the world, crab meat. What are you talking about? You're an idiot, crab meat. Nobody said end of the world, man. You're the problem with this country, crab meat. You're ignorant or idiot, one of the two. It's basically the same thing. So, you see what I'm saying, Tie-Dye? 300 to 500 ounces at the tip of a smart missile. In the tip of a smart missile. And when they drop that on a child or a hospital or the streets, it says they'll throw their gold and silver in the streets. Well, they've been doing that 500 ounces at a time. That's a monster box of silver. A monster box of silver. When it lands on the ground, no more silver. Silver's destroyed. Maybe some nanoparticle, but the silver's gone. Think about how much war has gone on in Ukraine. How many bombs have fallen in Ukraine? How many drones? How much silver has been used in the last, since 2 years, and since they've been over in Ukraine, even before then, but when they went hot over there, right? How much silver has been used up? This ain't the only place that this is going on, obviously, but no, it's not only in the smart munition. It's anything that has a circuit. It's in every tank. It's in every drone. It's in every drone operator's keyboard. It's in the switches and the light switch. It's any switch. It's in any F-16, F-35. It's in all the airplanes. It's in all the heavy armored equipment, the Bearcats, the MREFs, that all has silver in it. What the hell are you talking about, British? Don't speak stupidity in here, please. That was just a stupid answer. Or maybe you just didn't think about it. I'll give you one break there on that, but that was just sheer stupidity. Everything takes everything takes silver. Silver is the lifeblood of the military industrial complex. Everything they're doing is tech. Every satellite that they use to watch everything. Why worry about kids? Because if you save this silver, you can stop it from dropping on top of kids, Cruz. Put two and two together. Put two and two together. They kill children with this metal. Are you that ignorant, Cruz? Thank you for standing up for the children. That's what I'm talking about. What the hell are we doing killing ourselves with this metal? There are women and children dying in the streets. And we're killing each other with this metal. They're dropping this on children's heads in other countries. I'm a veteran. We kill women and children in other countries. We normally don't go after top commanders. That is a thing that happens, but it's more fighting age men. In Ukraine, it's women too. A whole generation dead because of silver. See what I'm saying? Do you think God ever intended us? They sold Christ for 30 pieces of silver. They sold Christ for 30 pieces of silver. This is God's money. Gold and silver is God's money. I don't care what you think. It is God's money. So do you think God ever intended us to kill each other with this metal? Because that's what we do. This is in all the war machine. All the war machines, guys. This is the lifeblood of the military industrial complex. Do you want to know why silver is not $5,000 an ounce? They valued this 1-to-1 at the time of Christ. 1-to-1. One-to-1 at the time of Christ. 1 ounce of gold was equal to 1 ounce of silver. It's like 80 something right now. It's so out of whack. Doesn't even make sense. It's not even about money. The price of gold isn't, there's no price of gold. That's ignorant. That's almost stupidity. You're pricing it off a paper contract, GLD, when that's backwards, priced off a paper market. But price doesn't mean anything. It's about purchasing power. It's what it will buy you. So this is too valuable to put in the 1800s, 71, they took us off the bimetallic standard and brought us onto a single gold standard so they can control it. That was the demise. That was the demise of this country that long ago. If they put us back on a bimetallic standard, they couldn't control the gold prices like they did. They can control the system with the gold standard. Think about what I just told you. This is the bank killer. This is the bank killer. This is the bank killer. If you took this away from the military industrial complex, it would kill the military industrial complex. And they're only getting smarter, more techs, more switches, more satellites, more smart bombs, more hypersonic, more and more tech. So they're just going to need more and more and more metal. You want to know why silver's sitting at 26, 25, 27 bucks? Because this is the lifeblood of the military industrial complex. Not oil. Not oil. They're getting ready to get rid of the oil, remember, and go all their tech, anti-gravitics, electrogravitics, all this tech, robots, DARPA, right? Darn it, I said it on the other stream. Boston Dynamics, DARPA dogs, Elon Musk robots. Let's have this discussion too. Let's try to get this before they do this. Sometimes we can prevent this stuff from happening, guys. If enough of us start talking about something, sometimes we have the ability to make them stop doing things before. If enough of us figure it out ahead of time. And I've already brought this up to you more than one time. How many ounces of silver do you think are in one of Elon Musk tech robots? Terminator robots, we'll call them. Boston Dynamic dogs. Maybe there's a dog with the robot coming to knock on your door. Maybe you should take that silver away from it. So he's got his own silver mine. You ain't taking Mr. Musk silver. He's got his own mine. Gee, I wonder why. How many ounces are in a Terminator? In a Tesla Terminator? Elon Musk Terminator? How many ounces of silver do you think that are in a Elon Musk Terminator robot? Anyone? Am I talking to these walls here behind me? Come on, guys. Let's have a conversation. How many ounces of silver do you think it takes to put in one of the, imagine the circuitry. They do, Regina. They have control of the precious metals. JP Chase Morgan controls the 6 ounces. Okay. I don't know, guys. I don't know what the wrong answer would be or the right answer. So I don't know. I bet you it's a lot, I don't think it's a little, I'd say a couple pounds, you guys. There's 12 ounces in a pound. 12 troy ounces, 31.1 grams in an ounce of silver, not 28.6 like an ounce of steak, 16 ounces, but 12 ounces. So I think maybe a couple pounds, maybe more, just my guess. So that'd be about 24 ounces would be my guess. So I don't think there was a wrong answer. Thanks for whoever took the time to leave a comment. Appreciate it, guys. But let's get a hold of this, guys. Let's get a hold of this. I see them using that tech to get rid of billions of people on this earth. Listen to me, guys. This is going to get me in trouble. And I've said this before. I actually mentioned this in I'm trying to think about it because I mentioned this in the stream. It wasn't long after that I went on and made that next stream that I had my stuff disappear. All right, I'm going to run with it anyways. Lab. Like a bat soup leaking from a lab. Correct? It got out like apes or monkeys out of a lab. How do they kill trillions of people on this earth and blame who? Who are they going to blame? Who are they going to blame if a bunch of these tech get out? Think about what I'm saying, guys. That have a reason. Oh, we'll protect you. We'll put you in these cities. They're smart. They got millimeter walls. They can't get in. Don't worry. We can see them outside the walls. It's like playing that zombie game on Call of Duty. Oh, wait, don't worry about it. They can't get in. They can't get in the millimeter walls. Remember? This is what Tesla was messing with. This is what Trump's uncle was messing with. Millimeter walls, guys. Millimeter bowls. Imagine if this Tidal event happened, guys. Don't you see that would protect them from that event too that I was telling you? If it can stop a military and it was an invisible sun ray bowl, sun ray, not the sun ray, but the unalive ray. He said, I'm not talking about Star Trek. I'm talking about building a bowl over your city where no military can penetrate it. Millimeter bowl. As is above, so is below. Millimeter waves and millimeter greatest wall ever. Bowl. Holy crap. He was never talking about a wall, was he? Anyways. So, millimeter bowls. Well, we can protect you from aliens. There's no such thing as aliens. We can protect you from the water. That's a good idea. Imagine that event. It's like they can protect the cities they want to protect. They're like sanctuary or smart cities. Wait a minute. You mean like 15-minute cities? Yeah, like Hotel California. You can check in, but you can never leave. Millimeter bowls. Trump bowls. To the rescue. Oh my God, there's robots running around killing everybody. They leaked out of from there. Where do they come from? Wuhan? No, I don't know where they came from, but they're everywhere. Well, we got some tech that'll save you. Get in the city. I don't know, guys. You tell me. How do you get rid of 5 million people on this, 5 trillion people on this earth and blame it on somebody else? Robots. Robots. Who did it? I don't know. Who did it? They leaked out of the lab. Oh, no. The lab? What are you building in the lab? Are you building Boston Dynamic DARPA dogs and robots that can do backflips and jump and do you've seen these robots, guys. Have you seen the robots they built? They'll do anything that you can do times 100. They're super soldiers. No, I don't think the population is over 8 billion. I think the population is about 6.5 billion people on this earth right now. I think your figures are way off. No, not or the shot. They already did that. I'm talking about putting people in a state of panic. They already showed you. John Connor. Remember? John Connor. Right? That'd be a good way to get rid of a bunch of people. And who do you blame? Who would you blame if a bunch of robots got out and started whacking a bunch of people? I'd be back. Oh, never mind. Mocking Christ. My Redeemer. John Connor. I know what they're doing. I know exactly what that movie means. No, it's not over 8 billion, guys. I doubt it. 6.5 trillion is my guess. You guys have any idea what you're talking about? I don't think you do. Dude, what's my point? My point is you're out of here. Bye. You don't get to, if you hadn't figured it out by now, leave. Just get out of here. Go. See ya. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Yeah, I don't care what you think about population. I'm not going to argue. I said I think there's 6.5 billion people on this earth. I don't give a rat's what you think. I know what they've done on this earth. I know what we just went through the last 4 years. Have you ever looked into the unexplained deaths that have been happening on this earth right now through all age categories? You know anything about that? Anyways, moving on. I don't give a crap who or how many people on this earth. They're going to get rid of a bunch of you. A lot of you got to go. You're useless food eaters and you're goyim. You understand? That's all you are to them. Fodder, tax cattle, if you will. You're in the way. You're a useless food eater. You'll eat the bugs and you'll be happy. You'll have nothing and you'll be happy because you can't. You're 92nd generation, the microwave generation. You want everything now. And if you can't get it now, you tune out like that. So, J.G. Wentworth, right? It's my burrito and I want it now. So that's what most people are to these people, you know? No, what about the unexplained deaths? Look into it there. Look into the unexplained deaths. It's been going on for years. It has nothing to do with COVID either. So, form communities, Rowdy. Form communities. Stop participating in this system. Just check out, man. Just start growing your own garden. Stop eating box crap. Get 4 or 5 people. Get skills and tune this crap out and never worry about it ever again. Just find a safe place somewhere away from people. Population density be the #1 killer, Rowdy. Seriously. You don't have to do none of this. Just get yourself in a nice small community where you're self-sufficient. You growing your own food. You got good people more concerned about the word than going out and causing stirring violence and doing, they just want to be chill, hover over the word of God, not some stupid religion, and hang out and eat good food and make your own power and form a small community. And that's all you need to do, Rowdy. Seriously. And it's not, I'm not trying to be oversimplified, but that's a good way to small communities. It's called evolution. And I'm not talking about like growing another thumb. Like if enough people stop participating in the system, well, if 20% of the people would stop filling out a W-2, you know what I'm saying? A W-2, 20%, there wouldn't be enough money to fund the federal government. It would just dry up all on its own. See, they want you to fight with each other. Revolution. Red team, blue team, red team, blue team. Red ant, blue ant, you shake it up, That's fighting. Remember, like a revolver, you put in 6 of those and they go right, like that's what they want. Fight with each other. They want you to have a revolution. I'm talking about evolution. Not, again, like man evolving from apes or growing another thumb or, oh, cool, I got a kickstand to lean on now. Check it out. No. Evolution means, like in the military, we call it adapt and overcome. If you lost your commo guy or your rear security, somebody picks up the commo and takes over the job. It's called adapt and overcome. Like an extinction event, most species do not die off completely. They die down. And then the other species evolve. That's called evolution. So basically, it's like the Bud Light system, right? Or Target. Remember, they were kind of the clothing, or Doritos for a second. I don't know what that was. But remember Bud Light? People stopped buying it. You just stopped doing it. So if enough people went around the current system, that's called evolution. And the current system would dry up all on its own. Nobody'd have to throw one piece of metal in anybody's head. You understand? You wouldn't have to fight with anybody. If enough people went around the system and evolved, that would make the current system dry up all on its own. It does it automatically. Isn't that amazing? It's always been the smallest number of people who've made the greatest changes in history. So 20% federal government, no, not enough money. See, evolution. Okay. So this is how we evolve, guys. This is how we get around the system and we stop fighting with each other and we don't war with anybody. We form small communities and we grow organically and we go back to eating healthy. We stop eating poop out of a box, flavored poison. I'm from the old school where they said if you can't eat it, don't, or if you can't read it, don't eat it. You know, the food is just poison. It's just more expensive and shrinkflation. Remember, more money for less poison and smaller boxes. Shrinkflation. So this is how we beat the system. You know what I'm saying? We go around it, and we don't fight with each other. You know what I'm saying? What happens when you stop paying on the land? Oh my God, man. People just come up with the stupidest crap, guys. If you're going to put an ignorant or stupid answer, I just won't answer. I'll just delete you. Okay? I don't have time for ignorance or stupidity. I don't. We're 193 days until this 10-24-24 event. And you're going to be low-hanging fruit. That's all it is. So I can't help you if you're not making, you know, good, smart choices right now when you can. You could get ahead of what's going on and, yes, stop participating in this system. Go around it. Don't fight with anybody. Don't be down there, be the last idiot fighting somebody for toilet paper, right? The last box of macaroni. Is that you? Or you that idiot? Because you took too much time to go on YouTube saying ignorance, or TikTok or Twitter or Rumble or whatever one of these platforms that you frequent, that you didn't take the time to do anything to get ready. You know, what do? I just said form small communities. We wouldn't have to fight anybody. They couldn't feed us this crap. They couldn't feed us this crap. If enough of us grew good, clean, organic food, they wouldn't offer us genetically modified food. They couldn't compete. They'd have to actually offer us better food. Remember Victory Gardens? They made people grow gardens before in the past, guys. So that's how you beat the system, though. See? Oh, I thought he was going to say have a revolution and fight each other and get guns and kill each other and red team, blue team, and this is my strategic war. No, that's an apostasy to God. He said, turn your cheek 7 times 70. Let vengeance be mine. So that's how I would do it. I go around the system, but, you know, most people want to sit there and put ignorant, stupid questions. These are the people have to do it too. You know what I'm saying? We have to have that. That's part of Agape. Premier Hell. That's part of Agape. Love is patient. The word love, remember, it is kind. It doesn't boast. It's caring. It obviously, remember what Christ did, conformed to what he did. He demanded that they go out and lay hands on the sick. Right? He tells us that to be with the widowed and the downtrodden. Right? So, love your neighbor. Agape, like you love yourself. So love your neighbor like you love your enemy. That is agape. So we've covered that before on this channel, though. So much love, guys. I wanted to come in here and make a mention of this, you know, Israel, Iran. This is it, guys. This is not the end of the world, but this is the one where I talked to my son over 20 years ago and said, man, we'll really know we're definitely, it's started. I talked to him about sorrows, the beginning of sorrows and birthing pains, to make him understand that things were going to get rough and we were going to be here to see it probably in our day, but we wouldn't see it until we saw these certain markers. And one of the biggest ones that I've always told my son was Iran. It's the one on their list that they had. The last one on their list. So here we are. Is it the end of the world? No, not even close. You're not getting off that easy. But this is a point. This is a very tipping point, guys. I hope you understand. Iran is one bad mofo, man. Iran would cuss up. We don't stand a chance trying to fight that country, guys. We haven't won a war since World War II. We would not beat Iran. Not a chance in hell we can beat Iran. There's no way the United States of America could beat Iran. They would crush this nation. We're not ready to fight that. That's why I don't like what I'm seeing here, guys. We are not ready to fight Iran. And remember, it's not just Iran. By proxy. Remember when you take on one, remember who comes attached with Iran. You know, think that that's going on with us too. We fund all these other, remember, we funded Iran. We gave money to Iran. And Israel. And Israel. And Israel. So, see, I told you we fund both sides of these wars. Bullets and Band-Aids. Look up Mr. Charlie Chaplin Mustache, World War II. Time Magazine's Man of the Year 2 years in a row. They loved him. They loved him. So, no, I don't necessarily agree with you, Premier, on that, but yes, we can experience agape love. 2 John and 6, to walk and follow in his commandments is the first part of agape, the highest form. There's more than just one side of agape, so I disagree with you, but thank you for your opinion. Maybe it's that last part of your name, Bathos. Do you know what that word means, Premier? Bathos. 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 No, we're not in the last weeks. You're an apostasy to God, Premier Hell. You know that? I'm calling you out. We're not in the last weeks. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh. So, anyways, Guess you don't know what that means. I just can't answer the question. I asked what Busos was, or was it Bathos or Busos? Which one did I ask? I just said Bathos, didn't I? My bad. So, no Bathos, Premier. No Busos, Premier. No Busos. No Bathos. So, silly rabbits. All right, guys, you got any comments here for me? I'm going to start wrapping this up, guys, so I got to get up and do some more work out here tomorrow. I don't know how much I'll get done because it rained a whole bunch out here, and I'm not going to want to work in the mud. I'll probably need a day for it to dry up, but it'll probably be dry for the end of the day. I do think, again, this is something you should probably be aware of. I do think this could definitely have an effect on our oil prices, you know. No, I don't support it at all, Max. None of it. I don't support no wars. I'm a pacifist. I want to move to the woods, find a good wife, and disappear and never have to do this ever again. I mean, I'll have my community down here on the valley floor or whatever, close to the wood line, but I'd rather just find me a lady and just go disappear to the woods, find me a good wife who wants to hang out with me and not fight anybody. I'll protect her from lions and tigers and bears, oh my. But we won't fight with anybody, so I'm a pacifist, so no, I don't believe in, never mind about the wife thing. Just, I'm a pacifist, but eventually I'll probably just run to the woods myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to fight with anybody. That's not, he said, let vengeance be mine. So I'd rather not fight anybody for anything, not over anything that came from the dirt, for sure. And everything came from the dirt. If you think about it, this phone that you're on, that you're looking at me right now, came from the dirt. Everything in your house, it came from the dirt. It's all going to go back to the dirt. Why fight over dirt? That's stupid. So I don't want to fight over dirt. I'm already a veteran. I have enough blood on my hands. I've been a police officer. I've been a tyrant. I've done enough already. I have enough hell to pay already. So I want to run to the woods. Anybody want to go to the woods? It's only like 15, 20 minutes. We can have a nice spot in the woods. We'll dig a big hole and we'll If the wood catches on fire, we'll jump in the hole and we'll wait till the fire burns over, and then we'll get out and we'll still be alive. I used to want to live in the woods. I was going to run away, but then the fire started scaring me, guys, in all the woods. But now I realize, after I built this shelter out here, this fire shelter, when we had a fire that was up over here by the bootleg fire, and we were next to go on this county was going to go red, and I told the fire marshal, I'm not leaving. Nobody's going to come on my property and steal all my stuff. No, thank you. I'm not leaving anywhere. And he knew what I had. I know the fire marshal out here. And he said, I know what you got out there, Tracy. He said, you're fine. I won't send anybody down your driveway. He said, I know if somebody comes down your driveway, what they're going to get. So nobody will go down there. I'll make sure everybody knows you. I'll give you a clear. Nobody's coming down your driveway. So see, that shelter already was an amazing, it already served its purpose once. So I'm just going to take that same idea and move it to the woods. Why didn't I think about this already? Oh, I'm not that smart, guys. I know a lot of things, obviously, but I'm not that smart. Some things I have to learn from experience, hard knocks. So dig a hole for 4 years, and that'll make you smart, right? That's a lot of digging, guys. 4 years to dig that gets you 10 feet by 10 feet by 50 feet. Takes a long time to dig, but anyways, I love the woods. The woods is the place I feel more at home than anywhere in the world. When I'm in the woods, I just feel like I just lay down and sleep in the bugs and the ferns and I love the woods. So, anyways, maybe that'll happen one day. I'll be able to run into the woods, but probably not for a while, guys. That's probably going to be, a few years at least. I'm not planning on this happening like the end of the world for at least, I don't know. I don't see it happening in years. So it's nowhere in my foreseeable time we're like, okay, I got to react now because it's the end of the world. I mean, I'm reacting like every day it could end, but I know technically or long ways away, we're only in the rider of the white horse. That's why I said this, are we in the rider of the red horse, where men will kill men, right? That's a very big portion of one of the riders of the apocalypse, of the rider of the red horse, right? That horseman of the apocalypse brings that death because men start killing each other, right? In that portion of the apocalypse. Not Armageddon. No, not Armageddon, but the apocalypse. So see, we got a ways to go. Nope, there's no such thing as artificial intelligence. Don't believe in it. No artificial intelligence. No such thing as artificial intelligence. Nope, no such thing. Aliens, no such thing as space. No such thing as spinning around on a ball. I'm not spinning on a ball. You guys might think you're spinning on a ball, but you can't corkscrew and spin me. So, no. You can believe what you want, but no, we don't go by that in here. So, advanced intelligence, yes, advanced intelligence, high levels of advanced intelligence, extremely high levels of advanced intelligence, but artificial, no. Computers do not learn. They're just a computer. They do not learn. They're not artificial. They're advanced. Just change your vocabulary. There's no such thing as freedom. There's no such thing as aliens. There's no such thing as space. There's no such thing as artificial intelligence. There's no such thing as a red leotarded devil. That's a kitty devil. Cool. No, that's all right. No such thing about artificial. No artificial intelligence. No such thing as artificial intelligence. So, nope, no artificial intelligence. A computer doesn't learn anything. A computer only puts in what it's input and only puts out what it's input. You put in crap, you get out crap. You put in good, not like karma, right? But it's just a computer. So go know anybody who studies in the computer industry. Um, and they'll explain to you what I'm talking about. Even quantum computing is not that advanced. Triangulation pinpoints things. Quantum is just bringing it to another level. But D wave, it's just a computer, guys. It doesn't learn anything. It's an algorithm. It puts in and it spits out an allegory. It computes a cycle, and it can come up with the best answer with whatever poop you put in it. So if you put a bunch of poop in it, it's going to give you a poop answer. It ain't going to learn nothing. Computers don't learn anything. So stop that ignorance. Stop going around people. I said, I'm warning about robots that'll come to your door that can be programmed to do things, but not learn. They've got you believing that, though, don't they? So, yeah, but you can believe in artificial intelligence. You can believe in space. You can believe we're in some corkscrewing, spinning ball, and you can believe because your daughter got run over by some drunk driver at 5 years old that she's going to get pulled out of the heavens because she's your daughter. Do you think your daughter is going to be pulled from the heavens when the seventh seal happens, when that seventh trumpet sounds, the great and terrible day of the Lord? You really think that's where your daughter is going to come from heaven? God's going to pull her from somewhere out of the sky? Are you serious? That's pretty childish. I apologize. It's not biblical. I can tell you that. There's nothing to support that in the Word of God that says that. Actually says quite the contrary. Right? Well, no, wait, that's contrary is in the same. We use that the wrong way, don't we? Anyways, it fell through. Great. What? Never mind, guys. So, yeah. If you want to believe that we're corkscrewing or spinning, I'm just not going to do that. So go corkscrew and spin somebody else. You can't corkscrew and spin me. And space, what do you mean, like outer space? How come they fly ships in space? Spaceships. Interesting, isn't it? Oh. Anyways, you guys got any questions about what's going on here? Because it's not what they're telling us. So I don't think that yeah, but remember Israel attacked the consulate in Syria. Mia. Mia. I just call you Mia. Remember that, right? Israel attacked the Iranian consulate in Syria, correct? Is that correct? Is that what they did? So Israel's an apostasy. Iran's an apostasy. They're both an apostasy, correct? They're both wrong. As long as you can be in agreement with that, I'm good with that. Neither of them are right. So look what Israel's been doing already in Gaza. Whoa. How long have they got along with, how much land have they been taking? I remember Mr. Thump. Oh, you can just have it. It's yours. So it's crazy, guys. It's just getting, in New Zealand, have you seen my water overlay map there, Mia? Are you on the northern or the southern portion of you don't have to disclose your location, but if you're you might look at my overlay map of my 3-minute, 33-second overlay map of the water tidal event. Actually, your guys' island does pretty well considering the size of it, but if I'm not mistaken, it's the northern portion of the island that doesn't fend very well. So check out my maps, and do me a favor and tell me if your governments are taking over that southern portion of the island down there. And I'm trying to regather. See, that's something. Ouch. Okay. Yeah, just check it out. No fear of me. Just look at it and see what I've got. See the information. It's 3 minutes and 33 seconds. There's a picture of Australia, obviously, and you'll see New Zealand sitting next to it there. And the Aussies don't do too well to the over there to the west. The western side of their continent does better, but I think there's actually more land in New Zealand than there will be left. Not that it's not a permanent thing. It's just this tidal event happens, and every continent gets affected by it. But looking at one of the continents, you guys, New Zealand actually does one of the better for the whole. As a whole, it really gets it almost, I think, the least amount of coverage of any single island or its own country itself. But it does fend better than most of the continents, most of the countries, most of the islands. So anyways, let's since we didn't really get any more comments or questions concerning this Israel, and I do appreciate you bringing it up, check it out and see. Yeah. You might check out Adapt 2032. If you're looking into that, you might have some more questions about when that event will happen. Check out Adapt 2032. He's got a longer video. I think it's about 30 minutes plus, but he does a superior job at collecting the evidence about this water tidal event of where it's not a flood event where it floods the whole earth. Obviously, the promise of the rainbow, he'd never flood the earth again. This time we'll use fire, but this is a tidal event that's happened before on a cycle, and I do believe that David at Adapt 2030 has done a staggering job at recovering the evidence that I need to know that this event will probably happen around the 10/24/24 before sometime shortly after. That this will probably be the trigger event to bring the tides up onto the land. So I wish you well. I hope that you're like I said, that's New Zealand does pretty well out of all presented all the maps that I can and found everything I can find. So that's the other thing, guys, that's disappointing. Okay, that I don't want to reveal all my secrets, but I guess I have to now since I lost all my work. You guys remember I was asking people to send me videos or any coverage of your country, and if they're taking over land in your area like they did in the US. And I was recovering more information, guys, of these other countries. There's other countries that are aware, obviously, that this event is going on, such as Australia. Okay, they've already pulled all the way, what I'm saying, they already have pretty much taken over all that land over there to the west. So that's part of the other information, guys, that I was trying to gather. And so obviously I told you it's this federal overlay map that has pissed off the government that I've recovered this information because nobody else is putting it out. And now I started recovering some of these other countries are doing it as well. Their countries have taken over some areas. I was getting that information, guys. So that was kind of my bonus thing. And I already told you guys I was going to do that, correct? Remember I said on this stream, go watch this information. If your governments are moving into these areas that are in the white, will you please contact me and let me know? Send me links, send me information, send me any graphic information, any JPEG, anything that you have in your area. You know what I'm saying? Send me your information. And so I was gaining some of that information, guys. So believe it's not just America that's doing this, okay? And obviously that's what's pissed them off. They don't want you to know, guys. If the public finds out about this could cause a massive panic, guys. A massive panic, because they're not going to run from this event. They are not going to run from this event. So that's what's so disappointing. Like I said, I had some things in the works for you guys. It was things that it isn't things that I haven't mentioned to you. I just been doing a lot of work. When I'm not on here, I'm doing work. I'm doing other things around here because I got to take care of my land payments and the farm and the dogs and all the animals out here. But I've been putting this is my time, guys. This is my time. This is what I'm here to do. This is what God sent me here to do. I feel it with all my heart. This is my moment to use all the training and the certification, everything I've ever done. This is my moment to use all that. So this is when I'll get to use all the things that, I've ever, all these reconstruction, lawn, for all the things I hate the most have made me who I am. But it's given me this ability to put together maybe the dots a little bit. Again, maybe if somebody had 1,000-piece puzzle, I don't need 500, I don't need 300, I don't need 200. I probably need less than 50 pieces of the puzzle. And generally, my brain can reconstruct the whole 1,000-piece puzzle. Where most people need 500, it's okay. I'm not batting there. Everybody needs different. Think about it that way, okay? Maybe some people only need 4. Maybe some people can figure it out with 3, 2, but I was a reconstructionist. My brain has been wired to fill gaps and do just, it's a different kind of mind. I would never wish any one of you 65 in this head. I don't think you would make it more than a day. You'd say, let me out of this. Give me some padded rooms. I need a padded, put me in a straitjacket. I'm out of my mind. I don't think a person would last one day in my head. I would never wish this head upon anybody. I really wouldn't. I would never wish this head upon anybody. Anyways, I thank you for letting me share parts and pieces of my brain with you. Okay. So I have reconstructed this to the best of my ability. I've lost a lot of evidence. I'm pretty upset about it. So it's just had me a little bit of in a different mood today, but I'm seeing clearly that the evidence that I have submitted and the evidence on Adapt 2030 should convince you more than enough of what will happen. Not exactly, but you should have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen. So I'm putting out information David's not touching, and David is putting out information that I'm not. So I'm disappointed to lose, again, some of these other information about these other countries. They're already starting to make moves and have taken over certain portions. And it's very obvious that the United States is not the only one doing it. So I think they're a little pissed at that, guys. I think that's what obviously is caused me to have so much problems in my life in the last, since I originally put out the water overlay video on TikTok and got that channel shadow banned and no more traffic to that channel. My life hasn't been the same, but it's been an awesome ride. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad I would never look back at it and trade anything I've done, even though it's made my life hell. Since I've done it, I would not trade it for the world. I just would not. Yeah, I wish I would have done a lot of things, but so. They're obviously, Matthew, they just don't want us on it. If you look at my maps that I show you, that even the areas that they took, they just leave us a little bit what's left. They take over most of it. So in these areas where you can look at the maps, all I'm referring to is if you go to the 3-minute 33 video in America, you can look at the federal government has on the West Coast. It matches where the water overlay goes. Australia, it matches. There are some of these other countries. I don't want to indulge any other information on this anymore, okay? Because I don't want it to get it taken. I'm going to have to figure out another way to do this. I'm going to figure out a way to start getting this information back, guys. But this is taking me, I just lost about 10 years worth of research that I've been piggybacking for quite some time. But it is what it is. My evidence stands solid as it is. I don't need to add anything to it. I don't need to add anything to what I already did. I was just trying to add on top. And I've already shown you in some of the live streams the work that was being done. I already showed you, hey, here's this new video that I'm working on. I gave you some, you got kind of a bonus. No. what I was talking about? So, anyways, I appreciate it, guys. I hope I'm going to be wrong. But in everything that I have studied, I don't think so. I know. Isn't that crazy though, Matthew? So that's why we need to try to pass on any information we can. We can pass on any information we can, guys. And if some of us can respond to it, great. I hope this helps anybody. So thank you, Unicorn Ninja. I appreciate you dropping those links, guys. Some links again. If you want to support my PayPal, I have a Cash App. There is an actual, I think, link somewhere in the bio or something like that. My son made a link. So not required, but I don't know. I put in a lot of work and didn't pay off as much as I approved, but that's okay. It's not about monetary gain, guys. So much love. If I do gain anybody has the ability to give, I'll probably take the money you give me. Okay. I'll probably take the money you give me. If anybody can do it, if nobody does, it's totally okay, guys. If anybody can maybe afford $20 or $30, I'll film what I do with that money. What I'm going to try to do is I had a tire go down on my truck, but I'm going to try to get it pumped back up on my diesel flatbed and go to the mill and get those mill ends for my son so I can start building his house. I could literally go get almost a whole complete house. I'd have to mill it all. I'd have to do it with a table saw. It won't be easy to do. And guys, I have 37, no, more than that now, things up for sale. So I'm not trying to grift you. I'll try to give out information. If somebody can give, great. If not, that's what I'm going to do with the next money that I get is because my son wants to move out to the valley that I live in. If you can help me, I would go buy diesel and I would go get those mill ends and I'll film what I'm doing out there. If you want to see what I'm doing with the money you gave me, that's what I'll do with it. I'll go get those mill ends so I can build my son. I could build a house, guys, for him for $30. I'm a little upset that I don't have any extra cash right now because I hope that nobody else goes over there and gets those mill ends. So it would probably take me a couple days of work to do, but I don't know. It is what it is. If I'm not meant to get him, I won't, but I'm hoping something will sell. So I don't do luck. I don't cross my fingers. I don't, if it's going to sell, it's going to sell. I put a lot more work in today to get more things up for sale, some of my spring items, but then again, it snowed out here today. The weather got kind of cold. So probably not the best time to be selling spring stuff. That's why I've kind of held off on a little bit till the weather broke, but it's all right. I put it up there anyways. If somebody will buy it, they'll buy it. So it's not up to me. I've done my work here too, again, on putting a lot of, 40 some items up for sale on the internet. So we'll see if anything moves. If not, it's okay. Everything will work out. I do appreciate everybody who has helped me out in the past to get me through this last couple months where my credit card and Cash App card was taken and I didn't get my money back. So it's okay. About 1 month, I think, off of being better financially than I'll have some stream of income coming in because these cowboys, the Rusty Cowboy Cabin, the Rusty Butterfly, and the Rusty Dragon. So if you are over anywhere in the Pacific Northwest, I want to give, guys. I want to give. These room rentals would be about $125 to $150 night for the night to come out here and camp under the stars. Free of charge, guys, to anybody who can make it out here. If you're a regular follower and I recognize your name, even just a little bit, if you've been hanging out with me for a minute, somebody gives me a $30 Cash App route now, I'm going to go get wood. I'm giving away free rentals, guys. I'll probably give thousands of dollars worth of rentals away if I can. I'd love to have you guys out here to come hang out with you. So I'm not selling anything. I'm selling my rentals, J Sharp, that I have. I'm trying to build I'm a veteran. I don't have a regular source of income. I don't get Social Security or disability. And I'm trying to get to where I don't have to buy and sell and trade on the internet. And again, I have, 40 somethings listed, but struggled a little bit since the COVID. Did it for 20 years and was pretty successful, but a lot of changes. Everybody thinks everything's Uber Eats or they want everything delivered and for about half price now. And it is what it is. But I've been building some moonshine cabins out here. You know what I'm saying? So I've got to get some stream of income going out here. You know, I moved away because I got PTSD. I have a hard time living around other people, so to speak. The city frustrates me. I've got back problems. I broke my back in the service. I didn't tell anybody. I just moved on. And, you know, not till I broke my back the second time did they cause me more problems. But anyways, I'm grateful that I'm on my feet and I can still go out and build, guys. I mean, isn't that amazing? I broke my back a couple times. You know, I'm missing vertebrae. I think I broke my hip. You know, I've never done that before, so I don't know for sure. But when I had that board twist, that 400-pound board, and it yanked me over and I popped, and I heard the loudest pop I have ever heard in my entire life in my body. Something, it didn't pop, it cracked. Boy, it put me down for a few months, didn't it? I got pretty weak in my head and I got real lonely, and man, I didn't fend very well. So I appreciate you guys standing by and helping me through that tough month. And then, like I said, then I got robbed, you know, and lost all my money, lost all my land payment money, my dog food money, everything went in one day, all gone. Just like, whoa, you know, where'd it all go in a storm? But I'm still very happy that day that those kids got to eat, and they got, you know, whatever, Dutch Brothers, McDonald's. The guy went on a spending spree and got the kids a bunch of food and bought them some things. So I don't know what happened to those kids. I was super worried about the kids that day. And the police kept bothering me about, you know, you need to stop asking about these kids. You know, you can't do anything about it. Yeah, I can. I can ask questions. You know, are you going to take this man to jail? Are these kids going to children's services? You know, I appreciate it. Much, much appreciated. You're going to help me too on that. Honestly, Chelsea, I don't know how to get Chesley. I don't know how to get this AdSense money off here yet, but the following month, I'm going to be able to get it off here. I tried to have my son. I struggle a lot with electronics. Yeah, thank you so much. I struggle with electronics. And I tried to have my son, because I struggle with electronics, do it away from me. And he still couldn't get my account AdSense up. I'm going to get it taken care of, though. So bless you. I appreciate it. It always helps, guys. Every penny helps me out here. And again, hopefully next month, you know, maybe the following month, you know what I'm saying? I have Moonshine Cabin Rentals. I'm an Army veteran. I've got a lot of PTSD. If you watch me, I get a little bit, you see it. It'll come from time to time. It's just part of who I am. I can't help it. That's why I live away from people. Oh, wow. Blessings, Armando. But I just don't have a regular source of income, and I've been making my way by buying and selling and trading off the internet. And since I put my overlay video out on TikTok about this water overlay, that account was shadow banned, and I lost. The account is still up, but there's been no movement. The live was taken down, and I worked for 2 months to try to get the backup channel going, and it didn't work. So I came over here and I started this account because Brother Jim told me, you can't be alone, Tracy, like that. You need to talk to other people, man. You've gone, did you just say 6 months it's been since you talked to another, you know, you go 6 months without talking to anybody, no adults, nobody? That's bad, Tracy. You need to fellowship with your brothers and sisters. So I started this channel, and I started, you know, trying to figure out another way. When I started the backup channel, what I did is I offered my home. I have 3 cabins out here that I offered to invite people to come to this property for free. I didn't want any money for them, and live on this property, grow organic food, form a community. I wanted to build a homestead with other people, and I tried for 10 years. I tried for a near year on TikTok. It didn't work. It's okay. I tried on this channel for a while. I had Yaya just come out here. He was from the city, and I had to send him home. You know what I'm saying? He just wasn't fit for the country lifestyle. So we had a great time. And we still came back on here, and we're still friends. And hopefully he'll come back out and visit again. It was more like a visit than he thought he could come out here and live out here. He's just not that type of material. So I have opened up my home for 10 years to people to come out here. And nobody came. So I believed it was God, and I had to give up I was going crazy, guys. I was getting very lonely, and it was hard to think that I would have somebody with me after 10 years of trying to do this when I know there's other people who are totally successful doing it. I've seen many communities form, not quite the one that I'm doing, but similar. So I never tried to discourage other people from doing it, but I just wasn't able to do it. So I had to let that go. And that's very hard to let go of something you dreamed of doing for 20 years. It's hard to let go. I gave up my whole homestead. I had sheep, goats, chickens, rabbits, done hogs, all of the whole homestead. I shut it down because when you're planning on 3 or 4 or 5 people coming out to your property, nobody ever comes. It's hard. It hurts your heart. On TikTok, I had 50 people, say they were going to come that thought they were solid people. Nobody ever showed up, so like I tried to have a picnic out here that I was going to do I planned. I bought a lot of food for it. I made a lot of preps. Nobody came. I spent a lot of time, zero effort, or a lot of effort with zero yield. So that's what happens to me. And I had to make the change. You know what I'm saying? And say, hey, I can't keep thinking people are going to come out here. I'm hurting myself. And I feel like I'm maybe inconveniencing others now because I'm asking all the time to get people to come out. It's just like an animal. An animal has an instinct to pair up and mate with somebody. And animals have a tendency to pair up and form. Not everything is a pack animal, but a community. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted not just to survive. I knew I needed a community. I couldn't make it on my own. I'm a pretty bad mofo. I'm not going to say that I'm not a hardcore dude. I am a pretty hardcore dude. I'm not going to lie to you. I got a lot of skills, got a lot of skill set. I can probably survive a lot longer than every one of you in the chat. It doesn't make me any better. I just have a lot more skills. I'm military certified, Army veteran, police officer. I have an amazing amount of training. But how long can I make it on my own? Not as long as I would make it with the community. You can survive short term, but you make it long term by having a community and surviving, not just surviving, but thriving. And that's what I wanted for my life. I wanted to thrive. Thrive, abundance, have way too much that I had to give it away. And that's all I have now. Way too much land, way too many blessings. I'll show you the check the stove here. So there's the wood stove. It's going. Actually, I probably need to put some more. We got a couple coals in there. I better put some wood there on the wood stove. But the fan is spinning off of the heat of the stove. I'm not sure if you've ever seen that. I'm completely off the grid. This whole cabin was built. This whole cabin will be rented out. I'll be renting this cabin out. This is anyways, this cabin here is the Rusty Cowboy cabin, and this would be a great cabin for like a couple and a kid or something like that. I'm going to put another bed system in here so it'll accommodate at least 2 or 3 people in this cabin. And but anyways, give me 1 second, guys. I got to put a log on the fire here. This is my dream, though, guys, to now, my dream changed from having a homestead to just be able to relax out here and kind of enjoy the fruits of my labor. I'm never going to stop working. That's not possible. But what I can do is make an adjustment in my lifestyle. And not get overly depressed and just make the switch. And instead of having people out here, I just decided to build the cabins that I was going to have people build. I had a lot of the material right there next to all the cabins, all the material sitting there for the people to build. I was going to have people come out, build the cabin, and there's enough material next to most of these cabins to build the cabin and another cabin next to it. So you would get your cabin material would be sitting there as you built my cabin, and I would build it with you, help you build it. I'd let you have some freedom to build what you want, but you would have the material so that you could have your own cabin on this property. And I would help you build it. And then if you wanted to buy another parcel somewhere, like the people who live there for a couple of years, they moved 3 miles from here. 3 miles from here, they moved. And because I charged them very little, almost nothing to live here, they were able to save a bunch of money. And now they have their own property down the road and they have their own homestead. It's pretty neat. So, you know, I've tried, guys, everything I do to give away everything I can. And it didn't work. So I have to make the change. I can't keep sitting out here thinking that people are going to come out here when they don't come. So what I did is I said, okay, well, I have these 3 cabins. I was going to give them away. I need to build these cabins into something I can make an income off of. And that's what I've been very hard at work. If you watched over the winter, I was literally cleaning snow off of boards, letting them dry out, bringing them inside, drying them inside the wood stove so I could keep building. I worked hard over the winter to get the Rusty Dragon where it's at. I really wish it could have been further, but I was injured the whole time I was working on it. Severely injured the whole time I was working. It took me 30 minutes to get my shoes on in the morning, most mornings over the winter. I was really in sad shape, guys. I was really bad. Physically, I was still doing it, but man, it was tough. So, yeah, it'll be in time that God's now. So now I've just let it go, guys. And then if God wants it, it'll be of God. So I'm not worried about it, but I have to get some kind of stream of income. So I'm so sorry that I have to ask you guys, you know, for anything. I don't want to. I don't want to at all. That's why I'm trying so hard out here to get this stuff done. And I know I spent a lot of time streaming here, but when you're not here, you can see the progression. You see some of the, normally I post pictures of the work that I do. So again, I'm going to end it with, if anybody can help out with, I appreciate it, Armando. I won't be able to get access to that money right now, but it's going to help me next month. I'm hoping it will be kind of like a savings account for me. Okay. This is going to be a big load off my shoulders for next month. I have the ad revenue coming in. I don't really make a lot off this YouTube, guys. I've made more off of you guys helping me with super chats, way more than I have during the ad revenue. So, but if anybody can help with the Cash App, I have a PayPal, $20, $30, 10, or whatever. I'm going to try to get $20 to $30 to go get those mill ends for my son. So I'll film it. If you want to see where your money goes. So not required, guys. If nobody sends the money, it's okay. It just won't be meant for God to do it. And I won't have no hard feelings. Come back every time. I love you guys. It's never required. And thank you for everybody who did. Lavette sent me an $11 Cash App earlier. You know, it's probably the last $11 she had. That's not what I want people to do, guys. That's not what I want to do. So, much love, and I thank you for all your time. Look at the cabin rentals. There's pictures of the cabins on this channel. You can see me building the Rusty Dragon. And this is an amazing spot where one of you guys can come out and do the same exact thing that I'm doing, build 2 or 3 cabins, rent them out for $150 a night, 10 times a month. The county, it won't even be a rental. Put 2 of those in. $150 a night times 10 rentals times 2. Is that not enough to pay if you didn't have much bills out here anyways, because it's very cheap. You see how you can do very well out here just off a couple cabins? I'll have 3 of them up and going. So I'm hoping that I'll never struggle again out here financially. I've put a lot of work to get these cabins. There's pictures of them on, I think the cover, no, it wasn't. It was the last live stream that I did. Look at my last live stream cover photo. You can see the Rusty Dragon, the Rusty Butterfly, and the Rusty Cowboy on, on that video, on the cover video for the stream. You'll see 3 of the 4 buildings that are out here that are already built out that I'm continuing. I'm not done with them, but most of them are near completion. So I'm hoping to get them all done. And then I'd be so awesome if another person would come out here and do the same thing as me. Like you had 3 cabins, I had 3 cabins, and we could just bounce off each other. Like, oh, his are more modern. You know, he's got his are, the mine are all like a country, you know, like going to an old John Wayne movie set. You know what I'm saying? That's what my cabins are like. You know what I'm saying? John Wayne movie set. But maybe you want to do modern, and you like the shipping containers, right? And you just want to do nothing but like all glass house, right? Real modern with the deck up on top or something. Maybe you want to stack 2 shipping containers on top of each other. I don't know. You do you, and I do me. But that's what I'm saying. I want people to do what they think they would be neat, you know, out here for people to see the stars. So it is a very amazing place, guys. A very amazing place, because this place just gave me the biggest banner. I mean, if you're interested in this in some kind of business, check this out. There's plenty of other work out in this valley, but they just gave us, let's say we went in business partners or something like this, right? They just gave us the biggest advertisement banner ever, guys. Like, get in on this with me. Watch. They just called this place the largest dark sky sanctuary in the world. In the world. There's not a better place to see the stars, guys. I live where there's been 2.5 million acres. 2.5 million acres, the largest place in the whole world to see the stars, right here in the largest dark sky sanctuary. And I'm the guy that's got the moonshine cabins. I'm the guy that's got the high desert Skyview cabins. I have the #1 hit camp out here. I'm already known for this area. I live at the icon of the valley, guys. If you look up this valley, Christmas Valley, this is where they take a picture of. They come down my driveway to take this picture because it splits Table Rock. So it's kind of the icon of the valley. Somebody can come out here right now, guys, and set up, like, let's say we set up cabin rentals, right? There's these dunes out here. There's the Black Hills. There's Crack in the Ground. There's Hole in the Ground. There's Petroglyph. There's Summer Lake. There's all these, you know what I'm saying? There's all these resources that we could go do tours of. Nobody's doing that out here, guys. So somebody can come out here for the day. You can say, hey, for $100, we'll tote you around to all these different, you know, features right here in the valley. But then, you know, whatever a drive. Oh yeah, let's do that. You know, I got tons of business ideas out here. There's farm work out here. They pay good. Some of them work year round that work cattle. We now have, you know, 3 separate with the Dollar General because they have food, you know, 2 grocery stores, the Dollar General. This place is just a wonderful place, guys. It's an amazing place, and I want to share it. I want to share it because it's a good spot. And a lot of people, to be 100% honest, just come out here and want to be left alone. They want to be left alone. Give another business idea. Okay, Toby, are you a mechanic, Toby? Every mechanic that comes out to Christmas Valley, Silver Lake, gets picked up by the farmers. Are you a mobile mechanic? Are you a mobile mechanic? Now, I know mechanics. Most mechanics, once they worked in a shop, they don't want to lay down on the ground again. Much respect, mechanic. I understand. I appreciate that. I really do. You move up as a mechanic. Once you've worked in a shop, you really don't want to lay on a dirt floor anymore, right? In the dirt. So it's kind of like graduating. So, but if you're not one of those people who has pride, and I'm not talking about doing major rebuilds. I'm talking about doing basic service work right now. Seriously, changing field, any hanging part type stuff, not even opening up a head or anything like that. Basic service work. Every time that we get a mobile mechanic out here, guys, the farmers pick them up. They go, hey, what are you doing making $50 an hour? You want to come over here and work on this John Deere? You want to come work on this Komatsu tractor for $100 an hour? I'll pay you double, right? I'll pay you some pay under the table. Why do you want to lay on this floor? You come in my nice heated shop that I got over here and work on my tractor. It's nice and clean. It's brand new. Just keep them up. Every time a mobile mechanic comes out to this valley, boom, they get picked up by a farmer. You know anybody's a mobile mechanic? You could probably make $500 a day. $500 a day just doing simple simple, basic mechanic skills, you know, changing air filters. We're in a desert out here. People's air filters are always getting clogged, you know, basic, you know, changing of just basic service, oil, dropping fluids, just basic stuff. You know what I'm saying? You could probably make $500 a day cash. If you didn't rip people off, screw people over, you'd have more work than you knew what to do with out here. You wouldn't have to work for a farmer. Heck with you. You guys are a millionaire. I'm going to do my own thing. Roll out a floor, guys. My family, I've done promotions. I've done different NASCAR events and different kinds of, you know, speed fests, all these different types of you can get flooring you can lay on. Lay it out, 10 by 10 floors, snap together a floor. In 5 minutes, you can have that floor set up. You're not laying on the dirt, right? Get a 10 by 10 easy up tent so you got some shade. Now you got a little mini rolling shop with the floor, so to speak, you know? I've just given to some of these mechanics. I'm like, nah, they're like, nah, man, I'd rather just not. I've worked in a shop before. I'm like, all right, cool. I understand, man. You know, but every time a mechanic guy comes out here, farmers pick them up $100, $115, $125 an hour to work on this, you know, high-tech farming equipment. And now why would you go work on cars anymore? Now you could always work on a tractor, and a lot of them pick up the skill set and they don't want to go work on a car anymore, guys. So there's a bunch of jobs out here like that, guys, just so you know. You know what I'm saying? This place is full of opportunity. Firewood, guys, firewood. You could cut firewood out here right now and make a good, honest living. There is not enough people. I'm not the only one with a wood stove out here. Most of us have a wood stove. I done run the bad firewood cutters off here about a year ago, cleaned them out, clean house, man. I went hog wild on these higher firewood cutters out here. You know, how many, it's like $300 a cord almost right now, you know, $250, $300 a cord, guys. How many of those cords do you need to sell a month to make a comfortable living? If you had you and your wife, you and your son, a mother and daughter, I don't care. I do not care. You could sell good firework, no punky firewood, real consistent firewood. You would have more business next year because a lot of people can't get a firewood guy to come back year after year after year out here. They can't get, it doesn't. So there's a whole nother business. The woods I got woods right here at Table Rock. I can see the woods right here. You know, I can walk over to where the wood line is at. 20 minutes over here, I can drive right into the thick of the woods. I live right off the edge of the trees. The Klamath Marsh is all right here. There's the, the Willamette National there's plenty of wood. You know what I'm saying? You could make a good living just cutting firewood, guys. And people would love you out here. Hey, there's my firewood guy. If you sold firewood to Dorothy she needs it for her firewood at the restaurant, she'd probably give you free food for a year. And her cooking is the best food in this valley, guys. She cooks food that you can taste the love in. You guys remember what it's like to taste for like an old school country, you know, or like a scratch kitchen? Or Dorothy out here at the Sandlot Lounge. If you come out here at the lodge, at the Sandlot Lodge, go eat at Dorothy's. Go over there. Her portions are huge. Her food is insane. Her prices went up a little bit, but her portions are so huge, it doesn't even match her prices. But you can taste the love in Dorothy's food. You can taste the love in it. It's that good. So this is a neat spot, guys. You know, frequent this valley. Has got tons of different things to do out here. And some people just come out here and sit on their butt, collect their Social Security check, and just love it out here. That some people hardly ever leave their property. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Some people never leave their property unless they go up into town. They might go to Bend, Oregon, a couple hours away, once a month, once every 2 or 3 months, and they just love it out here. They just love it out here, guys. They just sit. I see them in the store
all their bills are paid off. They're not living in that big house in town anymore, right? The big old house on a little lot. They live on a big old huge lot. Like I live on 40 acres, right? I could build 40 cabins out here if I wanted to. 40 cabins out here, all right? I mean, I have works 3 right now and possibly 2 more. So I'm always working on something, right? But people come out here, they live on a big chunk of land. They might live in a little smaller cabin, but they got room to grow, and they don't have the bills. They own the driveway. They own the power pole. They own the solar panels. They own the wind turbine. They got their own. I got a cheap solar system. This is as cheap as you can get, cheap as money can buy. But they got charger controllers. They got solar panels. They got everything they need. They sit back out here. And when I go up to the store, I see them up there, and they're just buzzing. They're talking like, wow, man, did you see the sunset last? Oh, my God, this place is amazing, man. We were out here been out here for, people come out here and just fall in love with this place, guys. Just absolutely fall in love with it. So it's very reasonable on taxes. You can own or build everything from the ground up yourself, including septic, well, blueprints. You can pour your own foundation if you want. Roll the foundation out on block, whatever you want to do. You can build your walls, frame it, dry it in, electric, all of it. You can do it all yourself out here too, at a very cost. Or you can. There's another business out here. There's no contractors out here. Anybody's got a CCB. Anybody's got a contractor's license. You would have more, even during this time right now. When a lot of the economies, this area is growing, guys. As a lot of these big cities are coming down because everything's overpriced, we average 300 days of sunshine out here. On an average, 300 days of sunshine. Yeah, but it's not going anywhere out here. Honestly, Jay Sharp, I'm not implementing anything, okay? And I'm not a felon. I don't have a criminal record, so I'm not worried about it. But there are felons out here who open carry, Jay Sharp, that open carry out here, because we have our own law out here. I told you, if you drive down the wrong driveway down here, they will start they'll throw something metal in your direction. So we kind of got our own law out here. So yeah, they might put that stupid crap out here, but it's not going to apply in this town. I guarantee it will not apply in this town. We do not go by those laws out here. No, we do not. There are felons who walk around armed out here, and they don't mess with anybody because it's not that hard to get a felon in this day and age, but they want to come out here and be left alone, and they normally don't bother anybody. To be honest with you, most of them just leave everybody alone. Some of them know that they are a felon and they are open carrying, so they shut up and they don't bother anybody. So it was the lounge is what it's called, or the lodge. It's called the lodge. The Sandlot Lodge is what it's beautiful. It sits right off the water, guys. It's a beautiful, look up that building. Dog trot. Nice. So, hold on, I didn't even put this wood in here. I'm goofing off here. But anyways, guys, I'm hoping the fruits of my labor, you guys, I've got a lot of money. I've got hundreds of thousands, 100,000 plus, a lot. Just the storm shelter alone out here on this property would cost you $150,000 to have constructed, that I built by hand. I built a 50-foot storm shelter by myself. Nobody helped me do it. I couldn't find anybody to ever help me do it. The only help I ever got was after I got it all completely dug out after 4 years. I had somebody help me roll the culverts that I had, the big steel culverts. They were 20-foot culverts, right? Big, long culverts. I had them brought in from the other side of the state. Cost me a fortune, but the Lord, whatever, I worked hard to get all that. But I had those 2 steel culverts, and I had people help me roll those, because those are 25 feet from where I'm sitting right now. at the bottom of this cabin where the floor sits, it's 25 feet down from where I'm sitting right here. So once I had all the hole dug, I had 4 or 5 people come help me. I couldn't push those culverts by myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only help that I ever got in 4 years on those, on the storm cellar, guys, was rolling the culverts in the ditch, and that was it. But otherwise I dug it all by hand. So, but anyways, no, I have a storm shelter, but, you can't say the B word. That's a bad word. That'll put you on the list of the NSA. So don't say that word. If you're going to build a shelter or a cellar, don't say the B word. That's a bad word. So, good way to get yourself put on a list. I don't care about no list, but I'm trying to help you. They ain't going to tell me what to do. They might tell you what to do, but they're not going to tell me what to do. The root cellar. See, everybody, I build a root cellar. I'm going to try to keep my food and, keep we have some extra vegetables. We're going to try to store some carrots and some potatoes and some squashes and stuff, Nobody will say a word, guys. Hey, what are you digging a hole for, neighbor? Oh, it's the zombie apocalypse. We're all going to die. Really? Nobody's going to come dig no hole for it if you say that, guys. They don't want nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Just say you're doing a storm shelter. The weather's not always 70 and sunny. Everybody has a storm. Even better is a root cellar. Well, that's an awful big hole there, sir. Yeah, we got a lot of extra vegetables. Okay. Nobody's going to even think twice. Okay. So don't say the B word, please. Unless you want to get, it's struggle. Guys, I tried for years to get somebody to come out here and help me dig this. But even with money, nobody wanted to do it. Nobody wanted anything to do with survival or shelter or even like that. It wasn't the vocabulary. You got to be very careful. Not everybody, just because you have money, doesn't mean they're going to come be involved in your, in your little business adventure. But yeah, there you go. A can house or a root cellar. Keep it very simple, guys, and you should be able to make this happen. And you don't need a 50-foot storm shelter like I dug, okay? 10 by 10 is plenty. Even a 10 by 5 room would get down in there and, have some extra cans, some extra water down there, get away from about 6 or 8 feet of dirt above you. You're fine. That's all you need. Doesn't need to be fancy. Look into a block building. It's probably the cheapest way to build an underground root cellar is with block. Look into it. I've looked into all of this, okay? Steel culverts are not cheap, A 20-foot steel culvert will cost you a lot of money. 2 of them will cost you a fortune. And that's what I'm saying. It probably, the shelter that I have out here have to be at least $150,000 shelter that I built from hand. And that I've got to get back to doing this winter and finish up that front. It's going to be so nice, guys. I've been working on it on the off camera. I've been doing been working on that too. So, cool. You can do it. You can do it, Oles. You can do it, Oles. I did it, man. It took me a long time, but I did it. Okay. It can be done though. It can. Just do a little bit every day. Sometimes you're going to do more. Sometimes you're going to be able to put in an 8-hour day. Sometimes you won't. I don't know if you have a full-time job, but it's no, it's not cold all year. This has been so moderate. We've had some of the best weather in the whole United States where I live. Look where I live and go look at the last 2 years of weather, 3 years of weather. Yeah, there's multiple churches out here, but they're all apostate, Catholic, Christian, yeah, there's, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, there's churches out here. But anyways, check out my videos here. I did show you some builds of the Rusty Dragon as I was building it over the winter. So hope to have a you out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, a dozen. I don't know. We'll see. But I will be offering, if you frequent the channel and you're a regular viewer, I will be giving free giveaways, overnight cabin rentals at the Moonshine Cabins out here at Silver Rock Ranch. Okay. When you get here, you'll have to pay for your room in silver because this is Silver Rock Ranch. So make sure you bring some silver with you. Okay? Your room will have to be paid for in silver. So you guys got silver to pay for your room? You got some silver to pay for your room? Yes, there are some videos I have on there. You guys got silver to pay for your room? Well, I love the sound of silver. Now, anybody who's been follower of me is going to get a free night, obviously a night or two. So my regular followers, I will offer for any of them to come out with no cost, but it's just part of the experience, guys. People who don't know me and come out here, that will be part of the experience. They will not have to bring silver. I will have a bank of silver that they will be able to exchange their cash for, right? And I'll be able to say, oh, okay, here's your room. Here's your room. Okay, all right, here's the silver for your room, right? Right? And then they'll give it right back to me. So I'll have a bank of silver that I'll keep, right? I'll have a bank of silver that I'll always keep. But you'll have to take your cash. All right, you're not getting it, Dan. You're an idiot. Bye. I don't want you. I remember that name. Dan. Is it Den? Den Pither. Never let Den Pither out here. So, anyways, guys, what I'll do is I'll offer for people who don't know me, who are not a follower of the channel, somebody's coming to rent some of these moonshine cabins. Part of the experience of renting the cabin is paying for your cabin rental in silver. Now, I know nobody's going to have silver when they come out here. That's why I'll have a bank of silver that you can buy from. You'll pay for your room in silver and give me the silver that you bought from me right back. It's all about learning a little bit about silver. I'm a silver bug. I teach people a lot about silver. I always carry a piece of silver in my pocket. It's just part of what I do, part of who I am. And you just get a little, teaching on spot price and premiums and just a little teaching, part of your experience. Take a few extra minutes, your check-in. And then if you wanted to say, hey, well, if you want, you can buy a Elko. Cool. Elko, I've been through Elko. You could buy a piece of silver from me as a memento for your stay out here at Silver Rock Ranch, right? I might eventually even try to have a something minted up for this ranch out here. Maybe the Moonshine Cabin logo or something like that would be pretty neat. So it'll all be part of the experience, guys. 2 hammocks outside so you can sleep under the stars, a telescope, a skylight over the lofted cabin bedrooms. And it should just be a fun experience. Lots of things to go see out here. So I think I'll do pretty well. It's going to take me a little bit longer to get them up and going, though. Maybe another month and a half, and I'll have them up and going. So I look forward to having some of you guys out here. So keep me in mind. Stay in touch with me if you want to be one of those people that's eligible for a free cabin rental. Stay in touch. Participate in the conversation. Become part of the Predestined for Light channel, and you'll be offered. And again, in the future, if you want to make the arrangement, you can come out here, and I can identify and I recognize you. You're definitely going to get offered, you know what I'm saying, a free night cabin rental or 2. I'm not opposed to giving, that would be $150 a night. That'd be $300 I'd be willing to give you for free just to be a part of this deal. So I got to get to that point, though, guys. It's going to take me another month or 2 to get there. So I'm looking forward to grabbing up the rest of this material for my son. So that's my next goal. So let's leave it with that. I've got a Predestined for Light Cash app. And hit me up there if you want to make a donation. That'd be the best way to donate to this channel at this point. Okay? Love you guys. Not required, but if you can, I need about $30 in diesel to probably go pick that stuff up. I do have 40 plus things on the internet for sale on the marketplace. So Craigslist, some of the other forums. So I'm not sitting out here doing nothing. I'm working and I'm trying to hopefully something will sell. And if something sells, I won't even worry about it. I'll go be getting that, and I'll probably still show you film me the mill ends. But I did have my tire go down on my truck, so I'm gonna have to buy a new tire. Hopefully it'll pump up. I just noticed it was sitting down on the, I don't know what happened to it. I went out there, it was up. I went out the other day. You guys saw in the live stream, it was down. So I don't know. I don't know what happened to that tire. Nothing wrong with the tire. Got plenty of beat on it, but anyways, I'm probably gonna have to be shopping for a new tire pretty soon too. So we were just talking about the Israel and I don't think that's what I titled this one, but I always end up talking about something else. So thank you for your interest. Thank you, Unicorn Ninja. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, Lady in Red. All the links that you guys drop. You guys do a massive amount of work in here for me. You guys are a blessing, and I can't not thank you. Something. Well, it was up. It was up, and then one day it was down. So I was like, I went out there because I was going to go try to, I checked the gas. I thought I had more diesel in it. I was just going to go up and get those mill ends. But when I checked the gas, because the gas gauge is not hooked up on it, I can just check it with a little meter. I thought it had more gas. And then I went around the front and the tire was flat. I was like, oh no, wah, wah, wah. Thank you, God. So it'll all work out, guys. It'll all work out. The Lord works in mysterious ways. So get a hold of me on predestined4light@gmail.com if you're interested in coming out in this way, because maybe the Tidal event, if you're interested in coming out and seeing the cabin rentals coming out to the property, get a hold of me before you come out this way. I'll try to accommodate you. Love to cook you a dinner or something like that. Be a part of, just hang out with some of my subscribers. That would be an amazing thing. I live alone, and this would be a good way for me to maybe get a little bit of company out here, from time to time. So I think it's a neat business, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. If you want to become a business partner or something like that, finance, there's lots of open doors out here for you. Okay. I'll see you guys on the next live stream, and thank you for all your support. Stay in the Word of God. Be in the Word, but be not of it. Okay. So I talked about this. You're going to have to go back and watch the live stream, guys. Always Agape.